Right, why not do audio testing with the audience themselves? Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back for the third time today as well, in terms of that sort of reset, where I'm hoping that we have audio. We have audio. That's incredible. We have audio. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Pleasure to have you all. Pleasure to have you all. Tibbles, how you doing, buddy? Joining me once more tonight on the beautiful show.
Oh man, we're in business. We got the audio. We're gonna have a blast here on the Frost Esports channel here. Get some good Rocket League in, and my GPU has stopped acting up, so I'm real happy right now. We're back on track, Kiki, and ready to get into this first series.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're gonna need to wait a little while longer just to get the lobby back up and everything, but I'm happy that we are able to actually get the stream up and running in terms of the audio. So it genuinely wasn't anything wrong in terms of the tracks and stuff like that. It was apparently just a restart necessary for OBS for some reason. I don't know why. No clue, but we're back. We're back in business. We're back in operating function. And do we have time to actually talk about this stuff that happened yesterday? You know what? We do. We'll make time. We'll make the time,
Yeah.
Tibbles. Let's at least take a look at the Swiss stage from yesterday, and then we can yap about it and, you know, get some remembrance on what happened yesterday. So take us through some of the matches that you think kind of maybe took a peek at your interest.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, obviously we didn't have audio during that time, but basically what I was talking about earlier were some teams that didn't make it through that I was a bit surprised about. I think we were both a bit surprised about. Specifically, Tag is probably the standout team for me. That's Tikarel, Ga, and AJ. That's a team that I would expect to, you know, at least get to the playoffs. You know, this is a very prestigious tournament. There's a lot of high talent playing in this field, but that's still a very talented team. You would expect a little bit more. Same thing with Knock It Off. Kazi, Og, and Skippy. Skippy and Og having a lot of collegiate experience, grassroots experience. They've gone through RLCS qualifiers. They know exactly what it's like. Same thing with Resinal and Pigeon. You know, you look at some of these names and you think, wow, you know, maybe expect a little bit more. But when you look at some of the names on top, you know, for the top 8, Kiki, we're seeing names like Oath, Adam, Hockey, and that isn't exactly tier 1, you know, that's not BDS or someone like that. But these are players that have come through collegiate, they've come through professional play, they've really grinded and made a name for themselves. And I think, you know, that's why they're so consistent, and that's why they stand out here.
Absolutely. It will be brilliant also to see what teams remain and their rosters alongside them, because all of these teams, you know, kind of logo-less, but there's plenty of names that you guys will absolutely notice if we take a look over them in that sort of same sense. So it would be brilliant to kind of just have a little bit of a look and an overview on some players that actually stand out, regardless of the fact that it's not really an org. So we already see some plenty of good names. We remember the likes of Aqua, I mean the young and up-and-coming prodigy from back in the day. You have Scythe alongside Knight and Kevin on Kazikami, and so many other names, especially considering the fact that, you know, mostly obviously natively American because it's an NA sort of competition, but in that sort of same sense, you do have some also diversity coming through from Canada, Puerto Rico, even England in Polar. So there's plenty of players that have genuinely come here to kind of show what they are about and show why they are some of the best in the region, actually. Maybe not tier 1, obviously, but definitely almost there, or kind of just at the edge of it in that sort of above bubble sort of level of players. So any sort of players that really stand out to you for today? Anyone who could be a game maker for you?
Yeah, so on Friday, Kiki, I had mentioned Aqua a few times. And I kept thinking to myself, this player seems really familiar. And of course, I've seen Aqua's name around the pitch, especially in RLCS qualifiers. But I thought, you know, there's something else to this. And what I realized, actually just now, an epiphany on stream, I actually streamed. I was the broadcaster for Aqua's first ever RLCS match when he played for Rogue about 4 years ago. And so it's really interesting to see him now, you know, kind of on the return journey of his career coming through, still doing this tournament, still being active in the competitive Rocket League scene, and teaming up with Knight and Hazo, who like Adam, Hockey, and Oath, and all of those players have really grinded in the collegiate scene and made a name for themselves. And yeah, I'm not surprised to see them in the top 8 here.
Absolutely deserved as well over the time. So let's take a look at that bracket and what we actually have in store for us today. So in that sort of genuine sense of you cannot relax yet, and that's definitely the case. It is double elimination, so you have that extra life on the line and you can make it from the lower bracket. As you can see, some games outlined in purple are the ones that we will cover tonight on this very stream. The grand final and the lower final will be played at different dates, soon to be announced. We still haven't fully confirmed it, but we will definitely give it a good look as to where people are available at most, and we will give ourselves some time to work around it. But plenty of good matchups here in the bracket, so what excites you the most here about it, Tibbles?
Yeah, I also want to point out, Kiki, real quick for the audience at home, that these are best of 5s as well. So Friday was majority best of 3 for that Swiss stage, but this is we're upgrading, we're moving up to big all best of 5s here. So really excited to see that. Of course, as you can see on your screen as well, this is a double elimination tournament as well, so you get 2 lives. It's not the end of the world if you lose one series, but definitely makes your life harder. So, I mean, at least for the first one, you know, what stands out for me, or at least for these first matchups, M80, of course, you know, I would expect them to come through. They're kind of the front runner for this tournament. Got a big name org behind them as well. But it's not to count out any of these other matches, Kiki, because these are some really good ones, I think, and really evenly matched as well. You know, these are some teams that have made top 8, top 4, top 16 RLCS, so.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely deserve to also be here. I mean, the likes of M80 not being on the easiest travels. They've lost a game or 2 in Swiss stage, so they have had a bit of a curious way on actually getting themselves in a bit of an awkward moment. Where they really don't have that sort of easy route to the grand final, and so they will have to work their way around it to kind of actually make themselves valued here as the top team, because it really isn't an easy day here for M80, regardless for anyone else, to kind of set this one straight in that sort of same sense. So Tibbles, do you think there's any favorites here in terms of the actual initial games or the initial contenders?
You know, early on, I would have to say Lob. You know, if we kind of take it one by one, we're just waiting for a couple players to get into the lobby, I believe. But yeah, if we just take it, I mean, one by one coming through this top 8 bracket, Lob, we saw them on stream on Friday, Kiki, and you know, I can't speak for you, but I know they impressed me. And, you know, for anyone not in the know, that's the team of Oath, Adam, and Hockey that I talked about earlier. But the chemistry that they had brought really, you know, intrigued me a lot. Now, for this matchup that actually we're going to cover on the stream here, that's Knight, Aqua, and Hazo on one side, Monk, Solar, and Juice on the other. That one should be a good one, I believe. I think the reason for Team Name's success is because Aqua brings the energy, he brings that dynamicness, the mechanics, and Knight is a very solid player. You know, really locks it down and makes sure that nothing gets through. And so I'm really excited to see, you know, some newcomers, at least for me. I'm not too familiar on Monkmen, but I'm curious to see what they can do against Team Name's prowess.
Yeah, and Monkmen have been that #1 seed coming into it, and one of the favorites to also take it all. But let me have a little bit of a check, and we might need to do one more remake at the lobby here, and yeah. Right, so, let me go confirm this, Stibbles. You give me your thoughts on the predictions here for tonight, and I will confirm if the lobby is ready.
You want me to give predictions?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me the predictions for this lobby. We're just gonna have to leave the first lobby initially, and there will be
for this lobby. All right.
Yeah, we're just
gonna cover all of them. Okay, just for this one.
Just for this one. Just for this one, of course.
So for the one we're about to watch, yeah, Monkmen and Team Name, what a treat. Best of 5, full best of 5 as well, coming your way. Ooh, like I said, I mean, I'm not too familiar with Juice, Solar, and Monk. I'm really excited to see what they can do. But as far as a prediction, you know, I see this going game 5. I'm not going to count them out just because I don't know them. They're here for a reason in the top 8 in the playoffs. But I gotta go Team Name game 5 because I know this squad better. I know their potential, right? And Kiki, I think that's the thing for Team Name here is that they have such a high skill ceiling. It's just how consistent they are on the day.
Yeah, absolutely, and I would agree with you, but I haven't seen Monkmen play, really. We haven't seen Monkmen play at all, so it would be curious to see what they actually have to show for today. But it's finally time to get ourselves underway. It's time to get the action rolling, and it's, you know, time to have that sort of brilliant way to see who is able to start ourselves off here on the Playoff Sunday. It's an amazing day to be here. It's an amazing day to see these teams go at it. So let's have a bit of a look on who strikes first.
Yeah, really excited to get into this one. Like we said earlier, Monkmen and Team Name taking the pitch. And we're just making sure that the players are all ready as well. But yeah, I mean, these teams coming through, Knight, like I said, CRL experience. Hezo for me is kind of the X factor on their team. You know, I've seen their name, RLCS, but have I seen much of their gameplay myself? No. So that's a chance to surprise me, to educate me on what you can do. But again, for me, the focus is on this Monk, Juice, and Solar team, at least for what they can do.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Why have they really made their path so easy as the first seed of the actual playoff bracket, not just the first seed of the Swiss stage? That seed is, you know, kind of taken away. The one team that had that number 1 seed didn't make playoffs. It was TAG in that sort of same sense with T. Corel, as we all know. AJ, what a shot coming through! And speaking of other teams, Aqua is the one to drown him out first, and they strike first and take the lead.
Yeah, striking so fast as well. And again, it's Aqua. You see Monk trying to get back, top half of that goal. 0 boost in the tank as well. Just didn't have any kind of resource to get there. But again, like I said, it's whether they're consistent on the day. You know, how good are they feeling? Aqua, it looks like they're feeling good so far. A save forced out from Juice here. It could have been a second Kiki.
Yeah, it could have been, and it almost was. That one, almost a statement goal coming through here. Great demo trade coming through. Might favor Monkmen for a little while longer here if they are able to kind of play off of it. That extra player advantage in attack could have gave them some momentum to work with, but with Solar getting that demo as well, it's sure to relieve some defensive pressure as well. Hazard, the last man to commit, and that one will just fizzle away as it does regain possession from Monkmen, but they need a goal to kind of start this game off with a bit of momentum towards their side.
Yeah, they do. Aqua on a breakaway here, and really nice 50 for Monk just to keep it in a safe zone, at least in that corner for now. Aqua is really never safe when they're on the ball. Knight with a shot as well. The demo means it didn't matter, just needed to be on target, and this is the efficiency that I know they can work with.
No, absolutely lethal in the shots, and especially with the demos. When you leave that sort of last defender vulnerable to a demo through a rotation or anything, you're not going to have a great day at the office, and they really have been struggling so far to counteract those sorts of demos. Although Juice has something to say about it, looking for the double, at least a setup maybe for his teammate. Not going to happen just yet, as Hazo is the one to clear it away and try to diminish this sort of offense in the due time. Great bump by Juice, great 50 maybe for Monk, but Monk is going to be forced off to the wall, and let's see what he can do here from the side. Absolutely slotted off of a double tap. Finds one back and only trailing by 1 so far.
And for Team Name, their aggressiveness on the offense comes back to bite them. I don't know who else saw, but they had a player all the way down on the Monkmen side of the field, literally almost in their corner, and then concede a goal. And, you know, at first I thought, wow, they're just really feeling good. They have some great spacing. They're able to keep that on lock. But if you overcommit like that, Monkmen will strike. They do here. That's exactly what I wanted to see, but I do want to see some creativity from them as well. Now back in the midfield. Knight will take over on this one into the corner. Past one, but it's a little bit awkward on the second. Actually, a great follow now for Aqua. Gets the reset as well. Juice has to come in, but leaves it open for Knight. A weak shot back to Monk. Downfield, and they have to retreat.
Yeah, they do. They're going to have to work around this in that sort of same sense that they have 3 players on the ball at the same time, but they are able to get away with it unscathed. They're looking for the shot. They're looking for the pass as well. Unfortunately for them, Solar was there to deny, and right now they're going to look to go the other way and maybe look for a different option to work with here. No double to be found as a double commit is forced out here from Team Name to make it work in their favor. I love the aggression from both teams, but the midfield battle truly is where it's at right now. The 50s are coming in over and over again. The first demo is going to come through. Might not be needed, but what a save from Monk. Pulls up a squishy from down deep, even as a prediction, and that one will keep them in the race for it, especially for the equalizer.
And the saves, you know, it's easy to count them off, but sometimes they're just equally as important as goals. You need to stay in this. You can't let it get away if it's more than 1 goal of a deficit. Solar here just trying to make it awkward. Maybe a follow-up from their teammates. Monk and Solar actually the ones back. Nice little tip-off to the right for Solar here. Taking their time and a little too much patience and have the resources to get it past. a follow-up from Aqua as well, just trying to come through. And the car body language for me is that, you know, they're feeling it for Team Name. They're feeling the shot. It's coming through. They need to get this one out. Knight will be there with no boost. Aqua forced backwards. Can they tip it over? Solar there for the finish. It's a miss off the crossbar. Can they get it through? They're all three there. The defense isn't, and they finally tie it up.
It took a little while to break them down, but honestly, it was worth the wait here for Monkman. It took so much out of them in terms of the car body language. As you said, the physicality was on point, and ultimately they placed them a defender down, overloaded them in the offense, and eventually got their goal back. All square now in game number 1, as we do head ourselves here into a potential leading goal. Monk has an open net to work with, and he does convert. He's not going to get an easier shot than that throughout the day.
Oh, 2 birds, 1 stone there. Bumped the car away, made the pass easy to get, and the third man was nowhere to be found as well. That's a go-ahead goal now for Monkmen. And, I mean, this game has been turned on its head, Kiki. About 20 seconds ago, Monkmen were chasing the game, trying to get that goal back. Aqua could have something to say about it, lifts it over 1. Monk is there to clear, and Monkmen are serious about keeping this lead. They're back on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Aqua still regains possession, though. Looking for that bump from his teammate. Can't quite assist in there. And they're going to have to just leave that one into the possession of Team Name. 3-2, though, so they are trailing by 1. Wasn't really the sort of start they envisioned, but they are able to kind of work off of it. They got that 2-0 early. They need to regain some of that steam for the later time. Solo with the demo and a simple shot far post. And that one will find its way to the backside. And it does truly give them a commanding lead.
Yeah, they are. 44 seconds left. And this went from Team Name having a really good game, you know, feeling it, getting some goals in, making sure they didn't concede at least too much. But Monkmen have taken that and taken advantage of it. They want to eat their cake and keep it too. Back in the corner now for Aqua to keep going, maybe over 1. They have about 30 seconds left, about 2 goals to go as well. If it's anyone to do it, it's them, but that's just not really where they need it. Too awkward of a play. Back it for Juice and Monk as well. Juice in support, Solar in the midfield. Off the backward, can they make it 5? No, it's there. Hazo to try and tip it over. But again, as Monkmen just keep it in Team Name's half, I mean, it's the seconds and seconds off the clock. Solar up once again, only Hazo back, has the shot, bottom right, passes it instead. Juice will follow up, and that puts game 1 to bed.
I mean, if it was in question already, now it's confirmed. What a pass. I mean, some would say it was destined to be a shot, but it's good enough to secure a goal, at least for your team. And that one is a very confident comeback enabled by the late pressure that Monkmen put on Team Name. Aqua Knight not being able to kind of work around the demos that have been put upon them throughout the actual game, and they are going to have to find some sort of answer, because they have started this game off fantastically. 2-0, you had the advantage, you had the lead, but all of a sudden the midfield game just completely changed into a physical demo fest for the side of Monkmen, and they were able to keep it straight for themselves. Amazing work by them, but to the drawing boards for Team Name.
Yeah, I think it's really, excuse me, I think it's really disappointing for them, considering, 4-4-2, considering how many shots they had, 10 shots on goal there. Monkmen almost equaling that as well, but it was almost like the warm-up period for Monkmen. I think they just took a little bit of time, maybe a couple minutes, to really get into the game, to really feel comfortable. And, you know, it's got to be frustrating for Team Name, especially Aqua, you know, who has ones across the board, you know, helped out on every single part of the field. And it still wasn't quite enough. And so, you know, to lock in for game 2, I mean, what are you seeing here, Kiki, that they did so well in the first half of the game and it just went downhill from there?
Well, ultimately, I don't know if they let their foot off the gas, because it doesn't seem like it. They had 10 shots compared to the 7 of Monkmen. The Monkmen were just much more clinical. They found the demos, and they really gave themselves space off of it. Whilst it seems like Team Name kind of struggled to do the same. They put shots on target, yes, but they put themselves in such unrecoverable positions that made it easy for Monkmen to find the demo on the rotate, find the open player, and eventually, well, find the goal that eventually led to 5, which is incredible to be sure. And in that sort of same sense, it's gonna be incredible to see if Team Name can kind of recover off of it in that sort of sense, where mentally you're under a little bit of pressure here to go to the lower bracket.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those moments, you know, right when Monkmen tied it up, and, you know, they score that third goal, they finally go ahead, And I think that's where the energy shifts for Team Name, where they go, okay, we're in control of this game too. Okay, now the control is slipping away from us in this game. This goal is slipping away as well. The ball, they can't get there. And Monk, for Monkmen, will start off the scoring in game 2.
Amazing work. They have made it a simple one as well. Hazza a bit too far in the shadow. I believe he was expecting at least some sort of interference from the player in tow from his own side, but ultimately no bump. No touch on the ball, and that was free reign to flick it to the far post here. Nothing to work with there on the defensive end, and they're gonna have to look to another maybe. You need to play from behind here. We haven't really seen them score from behind. They're gonna have to find a way to kind of break down this Monk men defense and ultimately sort out a way to win this one for themselves. As you know, going 2-0 down against Monkmen, not an easy feat to come back from.
And I think the answer is right there, Kiki, when Team Name were able to turn around Monkmen on the midfield right here. A wonderful infield pass across, the shot unstoppable as well from Aqua, and they tie it up here.
Amazing work. The pass swiftly seen. Juice caught a bit off guard as well. They knew that he really can't boost backwards. That really isn't invented in the game of Supersonic Acrobatic Repel Battlecars. And you're going to have to just work with that one as a pass, and you're going to have to take the shot for it. Great passing play coming through here from Team Name. Let's see if they get a few more like that in the tank.
I'm always impressed when someone can say the old title with 0 pauses at all, just straight up. Really impressive, but looking for an impressive save as well as Aqua here off the corner. Monk will receive that one as well. Nice bump away. They get a good save as well here. But, I mean, like I said earlier, I mean, what a nice second touch as well from Hazo, trying to get it across as well for Team Name. Monkmen doing a good job now of keeping that midfield as well. They need someone there. Knight to turn around, seeing the importance of that one. Aqua getting turned around, not committing too much as well. We'll take this ball now. Juice actually will take it instead. If this Monkmen, I mean, pressure play, if this can just keep going, they look like they're about to score.
Oh, yeah. And it seems like if Aqua and the lads are able to break away, it could be a massive morale boost being able to score off of being under so much pressure as well. Because once you get that sort of danger away and you get that lead, thinking it was worth the saves, ultimately, it kind of comes down to nothing when Juice is able to cross-map this one almost and just simply beat your team in a 1v3.
Oh, man. I mean, Juice is my man. I mean, I said, hey, you know, I feel like they're about to score, and you said, bet, you know, I'm going to do that right now just because Tibble said so.
Yeah.
But I think what really set that goal up was Team Name was caught backwards. They were caught flat-footed. Aqua might just do it again to try and get one back, but they were caught moving backwards in their defensive half. Monkmen will take advantage of it here. That's just an open net. Long clear downfield for Juice, and they'll get another.
I mean, it's that simple mistake of expecting someone to be there for the follow-up. You make that infield pass, but instead your team is recovering for boost, they're recovering for position, and you give it away at the worst possible time. That long clear being exactly what doomed them right here, and 2 goals differential. It's not a lot when you speak of the fact that there was 7 goals in the previous one, but still, you haven't been able to kind of shake off that feeling ever since. Knight's gonna do his best here to kind of try to get away from this one. Good bump coming through. Hazo beats out one. Solar, last player on the retreat, kind of work with, and Aqua is gonna have a hell of a lot of heavy lifting to do here, especially considering the fact that he's the one they look up to kind of make these signature plays happen.
Absolutely. I agree. Aqua getting that double touch as well. Looking to kickstart something here. There's still plenty of time here in game 2. Just about half, crossing that half-time mark off the backboard here as well. Nice follow-up, but actually just faking it through. Hazo will have to comfort that one to safety in the corner there. Up to the ceiling. Drop down as well. Dunked by Juice as well. I mean, you know, outside of the goal-scoring efforts, Juice has just been immaculate in keeping it in that Team Name half. Not even just the shots on goal. Juice now taking that one. Hazo trying to clear off Monk, but not quite working. Drop down for Solar. Another shot on target. Knight will have that save, but Team Name are under fire right now when really they need to be clearing this out.
Oh, definitely, but it's really not an easy task, as it said. You right now need someone to kind of carry it away, and maybe even with the help of Hazo with that bump threat. It's a gorgeous team play. Knight could have opted for the pop reset. Instead, opts to land and play it where Hazo could have an influence on Monk in the defensive side of things.
Yeah, what a time to score there. And we'll carry through less than 2 minutes as well. They try to come back, and exactly as soon as they got the ball out of their half, they were threatening on goal. They were able to take advantage of that space it down the middle of the field. Aqua will fly, glued to the car is the ball, but no can do on that one. 50 coming through, back in the corner as well for Monkmen's half here. Hazo coming through, gets it past another, and it seems like no matter what, Team Name are determined to push this into the goal.
Yeah, and they have found themselves an equalizer. Not usually do you see them be able to break through from behind, but now you finally have. And I have a feeling it's only a start. I have a feeling this sort of tank is not stopping anytime soon. And off of kickoff, we're going to have to see where they lead us, as especially Monk wants this one back immediately. Tries to get over the top. It's a bit of an overcommit here from Knight. Not really believing the touch early on, and well, rightfully so. There could have been a bump, there could have been a flick under. So you're going to have to look through kind of covers in the other position, in the other position, sorry, in that sort of same sense, where you really cannot allow them to have that much space, and they're gonna come at you every single time. Monkman just not letting them get out of their own half.
They're really not. Knight carrying this one through as well. And this game is so important too. It was so important for Team Name to fight back, because again, this is a best of 5. Monkman already took game 1, you know, to go on match point, especially like this. They are fighting back. 45 seconds, that's a close one. Second touch over to their corner as well. Solar will backflip to the middle. Nice 50 from Knight to keep it there, but Solar can just take over once again. Getting chased away. Hazo makes a crucial save for Team Name there, and in 30 seconds left, and they're still in it.
Yeah. I'm loving the fact that they're able to kind of avoid those sort of 1v2 scenarios, and especially with the help from Hazo to keep this one even. Oh, Aqua, Hazo, Knight, they really need this one for themselves. The carry is good enough to fake out one! He slows it down just at the point of time where Knight is able to catch up, and they make work off of it swiftly and beautifully. Aqua with the setup for Darkness.
Oh, that's such a good setup as well. Such a nice play. And Aqua is that can opener. I mean, just gets something going, gets the energy flowing, and breaks down the defense of Monkmen here. And the pass as well. Such an important goal for Team Name here. They needed to tie up the series. Knight looking for another one. Just insurance on it. 5 seconds left. Hazo try to bounce through. Knight will just nice little touch off to themselves from the ceiling. Coming down. Could get one for the road. Drop down shot is good, but saved away. But either way, Team Name really fought back on that one, Kiki, to take game 2.
Yeah, it was brilliant performance right there coming through, especially considering that they were the ones fighting from behind this time, and incredible to see how much they were able to put forwards considering they were really under so much pressure. You've mentioned it as well. Monkmen were able to just completely suffocate them, send those 2v1s with a demo player in tow. It was truly incredible to see, and I think Team Name have finally kind of figured out the solution to their sort of offense, because they've had more shots in both games. This time, they just made it a little bit more clinical here, Tibbles.
Yeah, absolutely. And it shows on the saves the Monkmen have as well. I don't think I saw that many saves in game 1, even though they did win the game as well. So, you know, Team Name really putting Monkmen's defense through their paces. And that's what I wanted to see, Kiki. As soon as you let Monkmen kind of press yourselves into your own half, they will take advantage of that. They will be happy to gobble up every single piece of boost, to do those half rotations, to send it left and right across your goal until you have no resources left, no energy, and no willpower to save that ball going into your net. So to take the fight to them in their own half is necessary for Team Name here. And they executed that plan in game 2, but we'll have to see if they can continue that.
Yeah, and it's gonna have to come down to ultimately who deals with pressure better. Ultimately, before you saw some sort of, you know, resilience in both teams. Obviously, they're able to play from behind. We've seen that in both games, back to back to back. But in that same sense, it's lovely to see how they are able to kind of deal with each other when they are put under pressure by the opposing team. As we do have just a small tech for one of the players, but ultimately we shouldn't be put off time for way too long. But Tibbles, I have a feeling this one could be a very crucial game to take into your hands. It will give you the match point potential, and I think whoever wins this one might even take the whole thing.
Yeah, I agree. Just the momentum that you bring in as well. And remember, guys, just as an overall reminder of this tournament, this is a playoff bracket, top 8, but it's double elimination. So even if a team loses here, that doesn't mean their journey is over. But that doesn't mean you want to go to the lower bracket, the upper bracket. You play less matches, you kind of get streamlined through because, of course, you haven't lost yet. So as we get into this game 3 here, both teams will be looking to take this game, you know, like you said, Kiki, you never know what kind of implications one moment or one game or one goal may have. And one goal already here in this game 3. Monk for Monkman starting it out.
Again, it's that aggressiveness from Monkman, being able to find the last player, deliver him to Utopia in that sort of same sense, just delete him off of the board, and find that open net over and over again. If Monkman continue at this pace, Aqua, Knight, or Hazo, whichever one of them is in danger, they're not going to have an easy task defending. We've seen them in those scenarios before, but how long do you truly just avoid those 1v2s and avoid those sort of scenarios coming to your players?
Yeah, it's really hard to avoid those scenarios. I really do agree with that one as well. I mean, 30 seconds in, they've been able to take advantage of this one. Aqua with another shot as well. I spoke a little bit too soon there, assuming the Monkmen were, soon to take advantage of that possession that they had. But no, Knight to Aqua, a nice little breakaway, and they can't get back.
Yeah, lacking the boost as well. Juice, the only player who could have done something about that if he had enough in the tank, but Aqua taking that pop shot a bit too early for anyone to actually think about being a shot. And now, a good kickoff, maybe a 50 as well to set up Knight in the back. We've already got the demo, making that work happen in other ways. Oh no, that 50, not really the one you were looking for if your team name. Monkman gonna take full advantage, and Monk comes in with a brace.
And both of these teams just seem determined to go, oh, you know what, you did that? Well, I'm going to come back and I'm going to do it better. I'm not going to let you do that, unprovoked and get that. Monkman seeing that tie-in goal from team name and responding in kind, getting that lead back. And I love to see that. Like I said earlier, before we started the series, I see this going to game 5. I see team name winning it. We'll have to see, how that goes. Currently, they're down in game 3 here. Knight trying to get that one as well. Nice 50 from Hazo. Has Monk to contend with here, getting that bump away. Aqua coming up for the shot. Juice to meet with the 50 as well. Nice shot, but it's low and slow off to the right. Solar now, an opportunity for a counterattack.
Oh, yeah, looking to kind of break away here in that sense where you want that sort of bump to be found, and it's already found. Hazo deleted off the backboard. They're looking for the extra players, and they have Monk right now, but not enough angle to work with here. Juice beaten away, even with the demo. Now Solar needs to work with this sort of revive, and he does get himself there on the respawn. Now they're going to have to look to just get that physicality in the way again, but team name, they're not giving up this midfield as easily again, because when they do, they're going to be the ones under the bombardment of those demos.
Yeah, and team name, it just feels like they're, one tiny little mistake from capitalizing on these shots. Monkmen, under a lot of pressure here on their defense right now. Forced out a double commit from Juice and Monk there as well. Aqua crashing the net. Actually a nice fake as well. You would expect Aqua to hit that, come through on the other side of the goal, but Knight, a free goal there. One of the easiest of their career, most likely, and ties it up here.
Amazing work. Solar trying to cut that one out early, but the Wifty is kind of faking you out here and there, and this is how you really kind of run out of space to work with, and ultimately allow the opposition to take control of your sort of play. Here we go though, Hazo looking for another one. He takes the flip, but he takes it away too far. I'm not sure if that one was dangerous enough to just go in simply, but kind of just nicked away, and ultimately not yielding a goal.
You see for team name starting to press their advantage here. A demo coming out as well. Knight will receive that one. A lovely touch in the air, getting bumped away. And, that needed to be the strat for Monkman there, just disrupt that play because, players are so good at getting that reset around. Solar looking for the Doomsy down. They can't quite find it. Out for Hazo now. Off the clear. Almost had a nice clip, a few seconds ago. Knight with a flick as well. Juice coming out from the goal to save that one. Double on the touch as well. Aqua coming through. Nice little fake to get it past one. Reset. Comes through on the 50. Monk will beat 2. Actually, only 1 defender left. They have to make a save. It's off the post. Can they get their Juice as well for the 50? They're barely hanging on for team name there. They might have a counterattack. And Solar, he spawns in at the exact right time to get that one away.
Oh, they're looking for that sort of solution. And then once again, whoever gets the next goal could even be enough because the defense has locked up tightly for both sides. It's hard to break through, and with the avoidance of demos becoming increasingly more convenient here for team name, they are looking like the likely ones to score next, and Knight is gonna make that happen right away! They rip it apart from the corner, and they find themselves in front yet again!
You know what, I see you. You said it, and it happened as you said it. I mean, what a shot from Knight. What an angle to find as well. Splits the defenders for Monkman there, and getting that go-ahead goal, which they really needed. They've been searching for it And, you know, I think for a focus for Team Name now, I mean, Monkmen have just been so determined. As soon as they concede a goal to get one back, you can see Solar being aggressive on that one. Monk as third man pushing around. Solar with a half rotation as well, just to keep it there. And Team Name did a wonderful job to keep that one out and actually make a defensive stand, try to get this one away, and move it forward down the pitch.
Yeah, they're gonna have to make their work carve for themselves. Hazard trying to join in, help out Aqua there on the rotation. But right now, they're gonna have a lot of work to do, because I know Monkmen, when they do play from behind, they get aggressive, and it doesn't even matter if they are about to concede another or even two. But what's a pinch coming through from Knight? Aqua trying to take care of it. Hazo gonna have to respond in the same fashion. No 50 to be found or the backboard, so they're gonna have to just leave this one for another day. And Aqua still trying to get that pressure going down the other end, even though they have the result, and Juice just has that flip to make the save. So much pressure from Team Name.
Oh, and this ball is moving so slow right now, Kiki. And the problem with that, Aqua getting bumped away there. That's huge for Monk to keep possession. And in the midfield, it's just so awkward. They're waiting for the ball to move, but, you know, they're moving up too far, and then, you know, they can't get the ball away, and it's just a compounding effect here for Team Name. They do finally get it away. Solar, ball given away to them. They'll actually receive it in kind as well. Knight trying to dunk that one down. Solar, an emergency save needed from them. Just less than 15 seconds now for Monkmen to try and get this one back. Aqua, flip reset here, might have something to say about it, dropping down off the crossbar. Can they get it away? 5 seconds to do so. Solar and down has one, but is far, far, far away from their teammates, and that will be it for game 3.
I'm gonna say this confidently here, Tipples. I kind of underestimated Team Name a little bit coming to this one, because Monkmen have had such a flawless record coming into it, and Team Name, you know, we saw their last game against Lunar, I believe, plus Swaz retirement home in the one of the names, Pyrex on a boat and another name, so depending which name you know them by. It was Lunar alongside, I believe it was Miracle and someone else as well, if I'm not mistaken. But in general, it was a little bit of a, you know, a struggle to get through, and obviously both of these teams are amazing, but considering that Monkman came in here as a first seed of playoffs with the best sort of game ratio, I was expecting them to bring up a bit of a stronger show to kind of give themselves that sort of extra momentum and maybe even put Team Name on the ropes. But here we are, Aqua, Knight and Hazard, they make it happen first, and Tibbles, I dare say you were right, Team Name might be here to take it.
Yeah, they might just be, and possibly even sooner than I expected as well. I think I predicted Game 5 earlier, and they may just do it in Game 4. Of course, I don't want to count my eggs before they hatch, or I don't know what the saying is. It's something like that. But, you know, I think they could absolutely do it. They might have to make a save here for Monkmen to not get scored upon right away. But, I mean, yeah, we do already have some results as well. We talked about interesting matchups earlier, Kiki. We talked about Lob against ET. Lob, I highlighted a team that I think could really go all the way. And Lob actually sweep ET in the winner's quarterfinal and send them down to the lower bracket.
Yeah, brilliant work by them. They are able to kind of finally make themselves work off of that initial initial bracket sort of setup where they gave themselves those extra wins, that better seeding to give themselves an easier time in this sort of setup. That being said as well, Team Name, the 3-2 team, going up against the 3-0 team, you wouldn't expect them to be in front in this sort of same fashion, but here they are able to deliver, and even more so, they are able to bring themselves forward, but oh boy, Monkmen are knocking on that door fast.
Yeah, and Team Name just has a knack for these crucial last-minute emergency saves, just getting that one touch, that one disruption to get it away and make sure that Monkmen don't have such a perfect creative play like they like to go for at all times. Aqua trying to get one here, and it'll actually be their teammate to get their wheels on it instead. Downfield for Monk, trying to get one past Hazo. Solar will be there in the midfield as well. A mess. Midfield mayhem here, and then nothing. Just completely nothing. Monk will take this one. Plenty of boost and space and happiness to do so, but getting flung away. Aqua to pick this one up as well. Reset to that right side. Hazo to clear. Could return on this one. Plenty of boost. A miss from that one. Clear out from Monk. And still in the mid. 0-0 here, Kiki, in Game 4.
Yeah, and it seems like they are bringing that sort of passion where they haven't really had an easy day yesterday, but so much work seems to have been done between the last time we've seen them and today, as they give themselves a lead once more off of a freebie that was given to them thanks to their sort of defensive style of play. Gorgeous pinch by Hazard, by the way.
Oh man, and that picture right there of Aqua just walking that ball into the Monkmen goal, and every single player on the opposing half racing, chasing, trying to get back for that one, and just kind of representative of their struggles so far. You know, they have these creative plays, they get it together, they know what they're doing, but just that overcommittal when team name, they know how to strike. That counterattack is lethal for them so far, and the aggression as well from Aqua, getting that one through off the backboard. One for Monk as well, just keeping on it as well. Hazo sent to the ceiling, up for Juice, and they have a chance for Monkmen to make something happen.
Oh, Solar, great infield pass. Hazo is there to receive it again. He has been so good at calling out these sort of infield passes, and he has been dominant when it comes to that sort of defensive midfieldish play style from himself. And he was to kind of just to rely upon to kind of set up these plays for team name. Speaking of, there's no one to be seen. Hazo to the save again, and he has been on the back line for team name for quite some time. And as soon as he's kind of out that rotation, if he gets demoed or bumped, it's a little bit of a danger zone for team name. As long as they can keep that under control and keep Hazo in a safe place to make these plays happen, they should be good for the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, like you said, I mean, if they can minimize that damage, Juice, that was a crucial touch as well. Needed the exact right amount of power. Gets a follow-up save as well. Keeps that one out. 1 minute and 40 seconds, about 100 seconds actually as well. Solar to take this one. Tries to go back behind a defender, but not having any of that one. Aqua to clear as well. Straight up to the ceiling. A lot of 50s here in this game, and it's kind of been about which team can get beat to the ball first, or, you know, to get to the ball first and have the boost, have the resources that they need to make something happen here. A nice little pinch from Aqua as well. Up for Hazo, looking for that fake, trying to get one past. A nice challenge from Monk, though, keeping it out, but they still have that 1-0 problem, Kiki.
Yeah, and now the best part about it is you have that lead, and you have that lead doubled instantly. Aqua, a second freebie of the day. How many more times are you going to force out a mistake? I'll call that a fake by night, nothing else. Brilliant work, and they give themselves that sort of comfort room where 65 seconds and you're through to the upper semis.
Yeah, and it's not the goal itself that surprised me, Kiki. It's that, you know, for team name, they had every single member of their team in, you know, kind of that 18 around Monkmen's half. I mean, everybody was there, but it's not all their story here in Game 4. Monkmen want a piece of it as well. Juice coming back with 1 goal here.
Okay, they still aren't done here, and there it is, that demo coming in through the whole classic of Monkmen, being able to find that sort of physical play unlocked over and over again. And once they sort of have this understanding of that, you are able to break down the backlines, you will be able to get that goal. So they have finally found out that sort of negative in the rotations of team name. Let's see if they can exploit it once more. And Arsenal Reset not going to really give you that much room to work with, but Solar just simplifies things fast enough and easily enough to equalize the scoreline.
Oh, it's just so unfortunate because I didn't quite see who it was on team name, but someone got a bad defensive touch, you know, just kind of put it into that middle lane for Monkmen to take a shot. And the thing about that is they will just stack players. They'll just stack the cars up in that middle lane to take shot after shot. Fake there, fake here, and they'll get it through. They did exactly that for Monkmen here, and they tie it up. And you just cannot have those throwaway touches at this level. Not what, you know, at this prestigious tournament when with this kind of money on the line where they're determined to win. Monk getting that one away. Knight trying to get a bump as well. Gets a little piece of the ball, but not quite as much. Juice trying to drop that one in. 10 seconds left. That could have been it here for Game 4. Team name trying to defend this one away. Just make it to overtime if they can. Hazo cut in. Snake pass the other way. Knight trying to drop it up. Aqua there, but it drops down for overtime here.
A spare second could have decided a whole different storyline here, and we are going to have to wait for a golden goal to come into our hands as Aqua sets up Knight here for a cheeky shot from the corner, almost finding that pivotal play happen in front of their eyes. Hazo can't quite get around that one to center it for anyone, and Solar will just get that deep clear. Monk open that to work with, and Monk finds the punishment. They send us to Champions Field, and we have more Rocket League to play over.
Oh, and again, it's just the exact situation that I talked about with Monkmen, Kiki. We're heading to a Game 5 now. you know, they earned their place. Like I said, I mean, I kind of attributed Team Name's success to their resilience, their persistence, to how they just keep going at it. Even when they were down in Game 2 against Monkmen, they still came back and were able to win and tie up that series there. But that lead is gone. They're in Game 5. There is no lead to speak of. It all comes down to this next 5 minutes of Rocket League here. And, you know, I think the game just gets away from them. They score goals, and they just let Monkmen come back in, and they're eventually broken down, and they need to get a handle on that in Game 5 because, you know, it'd be very disappointing, I'm sure, to go down in this series.
Well, I will say this is the first Game 5 of today, and I'm sure we'll see many more, but coincidentally enough, Monkmen only lost one game throughout their entire run yesterday in Swiss. Aqua, Knight, and Hazo have already doubled that stat. They are able to take off too early, and they already put them backs against the wall. So Monkmen, they're gonna have to work to earn this one, because Game 5 being upon us here truly puts the sort of pressure on you that no player wishes to experience at all in that sort of same sense, Tibbles.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, you know, for Monkmen, it's kind of how you come back as we start off this Game 5. You know, if you do go down in this series, to be 3-0 on Friday in Swiss, like you mentioned a few times, because it is a really important statistic here for Monkmen, to then possibly lose in Game 5 now in this series to go down to the lower bracket, that has to have an effect. But for Monkmen, they can't be thinking of that right now. In fact, they need to be thinking that, you know, they've given themselves a chance here in this series. They need to take it, and Team Name, they have a lot to prove as well. Hazo trying to get it over one. For now, it's still in the midfield.
Yeah, looking to kind of get that counterattack going, especially considering the fact that neither team wants to overextend here. Your overextension could mean a crucial detriment to your tournament run. Going to that lower bracket alongside some other teams could be a very bad start, but that one is just a 50 for Knight. That blesses their path forwards, and they're able to get themselves one more ahead over and over again.
And I love that just little touch from Aqua as well. You know, didn't lead the ball, didn't through the ball, you know, a through ball as they call it, because the defenders would have gotten there. He recognized the touch that needed to happen. That might just be a counterattack the other way. That one feels bad for Monkmen as well. Just off the kickoff, you overextend yourself, and that's just an easy roll in for Aqua.
Yeah, I mean, that's just brilliant coming through. Again, Aqua has been given these opportunities, and it's not really always about the fact that, okay, it's an easy shot, you should make it. You need to find yourself in that position as well. You need to eventually find your footwork and positioning, or wheelwork, should I say, in this sort of same sense, to get yourself around that sort of way and be able to punish the opposition anytime they give you that slip up. And so far, Monkmen have been slipping like it's slippery slope below them.
Which is so odd, because earlier in the series, they were the team that wasn't slipping, you know, that slipped a little but then recovered it enough to come back on it. So they really need to get a grip here. Solar dropping that one down. That kind of touch almost never ends well, Kiki. It almost didn't end well again. Monk off the counterattack, though. Fast on the transitional play. You know, I can give that to Monkmen still. Trying to get that counterattack going. The physical play coming through. Doesn't quite find the bump. Drops down for Monk, though. Off in Team Name's half. Aqua to take it. Nice little snake movement. Demo for their troubles. Monkmen doing everything they can to keep pressure on.
Oh, getting one over the top here. Hazo, last man defending here. Solar trying to put it in. Is there anyone left? There is. Monk is the one to finish. And they do capitalize on the sort of physical prowess that they do show. Every single time. It's a demo. It's a bump. It's something that gets them displaced. And that is one back. Only one to go to that equalizer.
Yeah, all that pressure that I was talking about finally pays off as well. And I think, you know, maybe for some more casual viewers, it might be difficult to understand just how important boost management is. You know, if a player misses a ball, it's generally almost never, at least at this level, that they missed it. A Knight, a close one there, almost gets it through, but no mind game tricks here on mind game to keep that one out as well. But, I mean, yeah, for some newer viewers that maybe didn't quite know that, Aqua now on this side gets the 50 coming through. Monk will get one touch forward, trying to get one back as well. They need to tie it up here. Have plenty of time to do so, but all defenders back now for Team Name.
Yeah, and now it's going to be a problem, but that's a shot and a half from deep, coming in from Juice, catching everybody off guard. Knight thought he had a 50 and someone in tow to deal with it. But guess what? Solar is disrupting the backline, and all Juice needs to do is slot it over the top.
And it feels like every time I just say, yeah, they had that pressure, and I stop talking, they instantly score. But yeah, what I was saying before is just with Knight having 0 boost on that goal earlier, boost management is just so important, you know. It's almost never that a player misses a touch. It's just that they don't have the boost for it. And so these resources are so important. Looking for the counterattack here for Knight. The 50 comes through, up for Juice, trying to get it over 1. It's all tied up here in game 5. And Monkmen, that transitional play. Now it's team name, though, on that counterattack. Back in the midfield, up for Aqua. A really nice 50. And, I mean, this is gridlocked right now, Kiki.
Yeah, and they have been at this position later and earlier throughout the actual games, depending on the time actually on the board. But ultimately, they have found themselves in this position over and over again. No one trailing, no one leading. And in the same sense, they have to deal with the pressure regardless. Whoever scores the next one, it will bring so much relief to you. And right now, Aqua has the idea! Hazo has the bump! And they come through again with the 1-2 that team name are so popular for.
Oh, Solar. Oh, man. He just got sent to the skies, man. I mean, that was just a bump that you look at, and it just makes me laugh. I don't know. I'm so sorry. But, you know, that was a crazy bump. You know, opens up the goal to just get that one in, and devastating for Monkmen here. They now need to keep up the pressure as well. They were already turning up the heat, turning up the pace, doing everything they can with the physical plays as well. They're now forced backwards. Aqua up for this one as well. Monk does get a touch, but gets bumped away by said Aqua as well. Solar looking for these passing plays, but Monkman a little bit slow on it. Actually has the space and time to do so. Monk is there for it. All the way back now. The third man coming through. Juice to drop it down. Aqua does get it past him. Over a minute now, and Monkmen have had a few opportunities, but team name are standing strong.
Yeah, they're not laying up. They're not giving them anything to work with here. And Monk is able to pounce on this one, looking to get that flip reset, but there's nothing to kind of grab a hold. And that ball is just going to look to fizzle out into the corner of team name. They're going to be happy to keep this one here and play these 50s until they find a breakaway or a simple clear. Camera work a little bit goofy there from the director, but we are back out again as Hazo gets that one over the top with for Monk. And they are able to just clear the danger away. 45 seconds. It's definitely crunch time for them.
Yeah, and that Monkman bump, you know, on a team name player where it's kind of in the middle of the pitch as well on their defensive side, those are so important. You know, because it just sets up that shot right here like it is right here. Solar crashing the net. It ping-pongs around. Somehow it doesn't go in. I don't know how team name are not tied up here with Monkman. Monk will steal that one away across on the counterattack. Tries to get one pass as well. Off the corner. Past Solar. Hazo was there. Does get a touch. Demo on Juice. Monk downfield. 2 defenders there. Monk does get the 50. It's 10 seconds left. Monkmen need it now. Juice, a fake from them. Monk carrying that forward. Solar gets one as well. Monk a 50 there. Downfield for Knight. Aqua, just a master at these aerial plays, can just waste so much time off the clock. Knight to drop it down, and team name take a decisive Game 5 victory over Monkmen.
Wow, incredible. I mean, it's like you wrote it. I mean, where's the script? I didn't get my particles here. You said Game 5 team name, and truly an incredible performance from them. It was back and forth. Don't look down on Monkmen because they have also shown an incredible amount of resilience. They looked like the favorites after Game 1 with that 5-2 scoreline, and they took the lead in the second game as well in that 2-0 fashion. But team name, the resilience, the absolute mental fortitude to not allow them to come through. Absolutely brilliant, Pibbles, but I have to inform you, there has been a bit of a weird upset in the bracket. Scythe, Kevin, Maple's minions, aka Kazikami, have taken down M80 in a Game 5 spectacle in the upper bracket. So one of the favorites go down early, and we're gonna have to catch up to that as well, as that will be the next game stream. Anything else kind of popping on your mind here while we're watching this one unfold?
You know, I think it'll be interesting. Yeah, like you said, the M80 upset. You know, Kamikaze, that's a really good team, you know, but that is a surprising result. As for moving forward, what I think could be really interesting is that upper semifinal, the top semifinal there against Lob, and then, of course, Team Name that we just saw on stream. Team Name, like we just saw, coming off of that, you know, triumphant Game 5 win against Monkmen and Lob sweeping their way through round 1. So that should be an interesting matchup, I think, to see how that momentum matches up.
Absolutely. I mean, the sort of relief they're going to have will be incredible. You know, after that nitty-gritty Game 5, you feel well that you were able to win it and ultimately come out on top. But MAT have a lot of stuff to kind of work around here, Tibbles. So, do you think they have what it takes to kind of bring it back all the way from the lower bracket?
Yeah, I think, you know, for these more established orgs that come in, you know, for a prestigious tournament still, though, I think they absolutely can make a run through that lower bracket. You know, that's something, especially, you know, a roster like M80, where you would expect them to do really well. And, you know, we didn't see them, you know, they went 3-0, you know, across on the Swiss stage. That's what we expected from them. They didn't expect for them to lose in that round 1. But what I do want to say, and I want to wrap up on this point here, is that I always say for tournaments, it's so much about how you play on the day. You can't rely on your reputation. You can't rely on, you know, your pressure on other players. You just have to go out there and play your best and have that team chemistry on the pitch. So there's no substitute for that.
Absolutely. Well, it was an incredible show so far, but there's plenty more to come. If that is what we're starting off with, that has set the tone. And now, following up, it will be a very entertaining one to also continue. Thrush Me Pulse up against MAT coming up right after the break.
I could be strong, survival on my own, but now I'm running out of hope. I need somebody else to save me from myself, a love too precious to let go. I've been searching Should I keep on searching for the one I haven't?
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for some more action and, well, a bit of an interesting development in the upper bracket where MAT has lost out in a Game 5 thriller and now find themselves at the verge of elimination. And, well, Thrushme Pulse are going to be the ones to kind of test that sort of resilience and maybe, just maybe, find that breaking point that we thought the Immortal Gods didn't have for today. I myself am Geeky and once again joined by the lovely Tibbles to bring you the action here. So, Tibbles, did you expect to find MAT here already?
No, definitely not. If any team, maybe Law, but not here. But yeah, I think I'm very surprised to see them here. I definitely expected them to at least, the upper final or something like that, and then make it through the losers final, something like that. But at least for their opponents, for this matchup here, Thrushme and Pulse, I think this one is interesting. Skills is a player that has been long-standing in the Rocket League community. Gear as well was the sub for a crew, but way back in the day, I think 2021, 2022, something like that. And it was part of the Accrue crew. So, these players have experience in professional organizations. They know what they're doing as well. So to come up against M80, I mean, have they done it before? Absolutely. Yeah. Can they win? That's a different story.
Yeah, well, ultimately, there can only be one winner, only one way to secure your tournament life's prolongation, and you're gonna have to fight every single ounce for it. Maybe you're the giant, or maybe you're the little one trying to get past it, but either way, you need to get yourself locked and loaded, because this one is not gonna be easy.
Not going to be easy at all. And as we get the teams into the game, I mean, this is just going to be, such a hype game. M80 need to come out and show what they're made of here. Going down in the upper bracket is not how they see their legacy and what they want to do, what they show out, and what they can do as well. But Thrushme will not make it easy. Gear and skills on the other side of that field as well. And here we go, up in game one.
Yeah, able to kind of start this one off a bit explosively, hopefully. And it's going to be a fun one to see who is able to kind of start off with that extra pressure. And obviously, MAT still being the heavy favorites regardless of that earlier loss. You're going to have to see how this one develops to truly judge it from the outside. Because as you mentioned, Skills, one of the players who could make that difference happen. And especially with those bumps and demos, if you're able to eliminate the threat, you're going to have an easy time scoring.
Easy time scoring, well, you said, but it's on the other side. It's up for M80 here. Devo, Life, and Panda coming through. Simon's Life, though. Panda, nice flick. Life to meet it as well. Defender just too far back. Caught in no man's lane, and they strike first here for M80.
Yeah, they're able to finally show some sort of resilience, confidence, and even more coming up here as Life looking for another one here. It's just a simple drop down, and that one will be one added to his tally.
Another one there quickly makes it another, like you said as well. I mean, look at that angle, crossbar and down. Defender just can't read it. I mean, just didn't have the time. Even if they knew where it was going, they did not have the time to get there and make a save, make a stand. 40 seconds in, 2 goals already for M80. They want this bad. It's 3, Kiki. I can't even talk fast enough for how much they're scoring here.
You know what? I'm just going to have to say, I believe they threw for content in the previous one. There is no way you're bringing this much firepower to the lower bracket this early on. Some teams thought they might have a bit of an easier chance to make it deep into the tournament because remember, ladies and gentlemen, each win you secure throughout the tournament, your prize pool basically doubles, starting up from 250 early on and doubling all the way to the glorious upper 5,000s, but Life able to get themselves a 4th, and this is a slaughter.
And Devo, I mean, Life, I mean, all credit to Life, right? You know, right place, right time, puts the goal in, gets the shot off, and aims it right. But that play from Devo, guys, has the ball up in the air, reset coming through, gets the bump, leaves it off for their teammate to just slide that one in with 0 opposition as well. And that means with 1 minute, they're already, almost 5, I was going to say. They do have 4 right now and still have that pressure on as well. I mean, both Panda and Life. Pass to Devo, cut out by Skills though. And trust me, they, you know, for this game, it's still salvageable, but they need to turn this around quick and stop the bleeding.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's one over the top, simple as. I'm saying we'll be able to make that save, but Devo is going to make sure that the pressure still stays on. Gear! Oh, that's an unfortunate one for him. Still, though, ends up in the back of the net here, and that is a simple one to convert.
Oh, and it's so unfortunate too. Yeah, life. I mean, whenever it just goes in that area of the box, it's going to be so dangerous. Either a teammate there on the offensive team or the defensive team just making a mistake, or in that case, just having the ball hit your car, and you can't do anything about it. There was nothing you could do to react in that amount of time coming through. And this aggression here from M80 is really showing it all. You know, like you said, this firepower coming through in the lower bracket. I don't see it coming back the other way. Immediate pinch, and any progress that Trushme had is immediately erased.
Yeah, I mean, the one sort of ounce of potential you're given, immediately taken away, ripped apart, and sadly you are not able to make it work on your own accord, and you're gonna have to kind of worry around in different ways to make this one go to your favor, because honestly, you didn't really expect to find yourself here if you're M80. Yeah, sure, you might be able to win this one, but it's gonna be a lot of a longer day in the office for you, because you have to play one extra game to secure yourself at least a chance at the lower final here, and maybe get yourself a chance in that best of 7 played on a different day.
Oh, and it's just a game where nothing seems to be going right for Trushme. They're off the post as well, and you know, you're there for the follow-up, but the defense is now back for M80, and you know, I have to feel for them, right? Because yeah, like you said, some teams expect to, okay, they lost in the upper bracket, they go down to lowers, maybe they'll face an easier team and can come back and have a run through lowers. You see your opponent, oh, it's M80. That's a hard pill to swallow there, and all the way downfield, life has been a hard one to deal with. 5 goals on the game.
Yeah, well, life in general isn't going very great for Trushme Pulse here, because they have been completely battered and bruised in the starting game of this series, and there is still a few extra to go. There is a potential chance to give this one over from the side of Trushme Pulse. They will take one for the road potentially, but we're gonna have to see if they really want this one to continue the way it has been.
Yeah, and there's a nice little dribble from Skills to get it past, and it really just shows, I mean, when a team has a bad series, it can show up, right? I mean, I believe that went to Game 5 in the upper bracket earlier for M80, the one that they lost. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes they make mistakes, but these games show, you know, the gulf in sometimes the skill set coming through. Devo making another one. I mean, just reminiscent of the past here. Quick reset from him, and it's a top corner shot.
Yeah, I mean, they have literally a lot to deal with here throughout the actual game, and, well, it has been a very awkward standpoint to kind of play this one from, and so far, it has been an awkward one to deal with, especially considering the fact that you have been given one of the fan favorites to play against, and you really can't do much against that. They are such a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, and it's just about shutting down these plays as well, you know, like that challenge, just having someone there, and they're starting to adjust to that as well. I don't want to say learn, because I'm sure a lot of this, you know, you can see what M80 are doing. It's just a question about how you stop it as the players on the field, and that is much easier said than done, like we've talked about here in Game 1. You know, there's kind of a question of, okay, what do we do next? Because this one is a Brazil currently. It's probably not going to come back. But the rest of the series, like I said, is still salvageable. Game 1 is never going to define you, or it never should define you. So, you know, they need to figure something out right here. Maybe Panda to make another one. Life there for the shot. It's blocked away. But 1 minute left, Kiki. And yeah, really a win for M80 is all I can see here in this game.
Yeah, and it has been a really incredible one for the actual, you know, end of the game, and yeah, it's gonna be a bit one that's, you know, kind of sorted. It's gonna be an interesting one to see how it continues, because you're gonna have to redevelop here and figure out what to do in the ultimate sense of how much will it take to kind of figure out and actually, you know, just give it a second look.
Right, and the reason that it's not as easy as just saying, you know, this is the adjustment you could make. This is what you should do instead. You made this mistake mechanically, and that's what led to the breakdown of your defense and the eventual goal. It's not like that because M80 is just simply outpacing Trushme a lot of the time. They're just faster to the ball. When they have the challenges, they have the teammates and the boost, the resources to execute the plays that they want to play. They're playing their way, they're playing their play style, and that's exactly why it's so hard to deal with them. You have to stop their momentum. And, you know, for me, for most teams who are struggling to keep up and need something, a secret, a formula, is usually the demo plays, the physical plays, disrupting that rotation.
Yeah, and it's been just simply life, as you said, hard to deal with. 5 goals on one end, and well, maybe a few more throughout the actual series, so you're gonna have to worry about the stuff that's actually happening. They realized that there was nothing left to kind of work around, and well, ultimately, they had to give it up for the time being, but so far, they have to kind of recover and see what they can do for the next ones.
Yeah, and you know that's something they have to figure out as well. I'm sure they're taking some time at least to take a break, to wind down, just take a little breather and take a little reset, because you really need it after these games as well. And you know, again, this is lower bracket as well, so you know these teams are really fighting for it. And M80, you know, they're motivated for this one. You know, they can't have that reputation mired by a lower bracket early exit here. So you're taking the full wrath of their reputational weight here. Devo coming through, life crashing as well. That's exactly why it's so hard to deal with M80 here. They do deal with it here for the offense for now. Devo again getting bumped away. That might be the answer.
Yeah, and Gear able to maybe set up a pass here for M7. Not really going to happen for Mad Max. And you're going to have to wait for a little while longer to figure out what to do after this one. Life able to pounce here, and it's a simple goal found on the first one here. And guess who the goal scorer could be?
Oh, and it's just, well, okay. I'll indulge. It's Life, of course.
Okay,
you know,
okay.
the score of 5 goals last game. Coming through, getting another goal, and it's just the way they carried the ball. I believe it was Gear. You know, I don't like singling out players, but you know, it was the way they get that one away. And Gear, you know what, man, you completely just redeemed yourself. You know what, I'm not even going to talk about it. That was a really nice shot.
Yeah, I mean, truly just able to kind of get yourself the sub, exploit the fact that there was no one home, and get yourself an equalizer. A good way to grab yourself one back and promptly put yourselves and propel yourselves into this sort of fashionable chance to bring yourself a game at least against the mighty M80.
Absolutely, and Gear is really doing well here, using those mechanics, stopping it in that middle, getting that fake away. I mean, I think it's so easy to deal with these plays when they just go straight for the reset or try to take it fast. You know, I've seen more and more players and teams employ those fakes, those mind games, whether they're gonna go or not, just not going straight into it. But either way, M80 at times just seems inevitable. Coming across the goal, Panda's there for the shot. Saved away this time, skills downfield. It's off target, Devo has it. That's actually not a great touch. Panda will top it up as well in the midfield. Back for Gear. And as third man, skills again, looking for that bump coming through to the middle. Shot on target, Life. No one else there to follow up, and they have an easy clear out.
Yeah, they're gonna have to look for another way to deal with this one, and especially considering the fact that you still haven't gotten that lead that you had, even maybe quadrupled at this point in the game for M80. It's a good standing here from Trushme Pulse, where they're able to keep it close, they're able to keep it competitive, and potentially even keep it at arm's length. But as I said, Panda has other ideas as he slots it with a little bit of help here and courtesy from Life.
Yeah, and just the threat of the bump as well. He doesn't even need to hit skills per se, but just the threat of him being there. Really nice finish as well, like you said, and a goal each for Life and Panda now. And that's one of the strengths, you know, of M80. I've talked about it before, but just the teamwork, not relying on one player that's just the mechanical one or the fast one. You know, these teams are, you know, they're all equally as good, and when all players are feeling it, you know, you have a giant to go against. Looking for that one, it's, you know, hit away here. Devo coming up, has the boost as well. It's scary up on the ceiling. You can't really let him do that. Musty down. Gear does get the save, but every time they let Devo have that space, I get nervous.
Yeah, and especially considering the boost game here, you're gonna have to sacrifice so many resources to just shut his shot down, not the rest of his team, because they're gonna follow up as soon as you give them the room to do so. At least a 50, and you're gonna be outgunned, outspaced, and definitely outboosted to that sort of shot. Life going for the dunk, a little bit extra needed to get into the goal, but Gear managing to get this one out, and in safe hands as well, considering Panda gets 50'd away. Gear looking for potential pass here, could be something developing, but no, it seems like it's gonna just fizzle away, and M80 gonna have another chance at goal.
And Life, I mean, just these plays are just ridiculous, you know, setting up the reset, not for the next touch immediately after, but the touch after that, or the touch after that. I mean, just the future planning by these players with the mechanics as well. What a shot from Panda. M80 just breaking through no matter what.
Yeah, incredible. Truly devastating for Rush Me Pulse, especially considering the fact that they went into this lower bracket expecting a bit of a, you know, simpler team to play against. I'm not saying that any other would be easier for them in that sort of same sense, but ultimately, you definitely weren't expecting the fan favorites, the actual favorites of the whole analytical perspective of the tournament to go up against you and truly deliver a punishment worthy of a champion. And right now, you're gonna have to worry about the fact that it's gonna be a very, very awkward one to deal with when you have to consider the fact that you're 2-0 down, backs against the wall, and some of the best players in NA are just breathing down your neck, ready to take you out the tournament.
Yeah, and as this series progresses, you know, as M80 kind of have a firmer and firmer grip on the series score, I think this kind of models Series 1 that we had on stream earlier, where Monkman, you know, team name had to make a stand for M80 here, you know, doing everything they can, playing so well, and just that pressure that Trust Me are feeling at this moment. 1 minute left now, and it's not over after this game, but going up on match point for M80 could be danger for them. Life a nice clear out as well, just so fast to it. Immediately to the middle, Devo as well for the receive. Just makes it look easy as pie. 4-1, 45 seconds. It's really not looking good.
Yeah, I mean, this one could be also kind of chalked as over just because of the fact that you're playing against the defensive side of M80. They have been thriving throughout the actual moments of the game where they kind of turned that defense into attack if you allow them to. A bit of a bump here, a bit of a mistake, but thankfully they are able to make it work, and it was that sort of setup where you do get given a chance to kind of play on, but ultimately it would be too far-fetched to score 2 more against M80.
Yeah, it really is such a hard ask to score that many goals. I mean, 1 is hard enough, but coming through, they do still have it here, trying to press that advantage. 15 seconds, I mean, of course, that would be more of a consolation prize. If anything, Devo, even with low boost, making that save, coming across in the corner now. Weak touch from Panda, Life to follow up as well. And, you know, even from that angle, I thought, okay, maybe they messed up just a little bit. They gave the ball away. You know, with no time left, of course. It doesn't threaten their win. But then you see another member, another player from M80 come through and receive that ball. And that's, for me, the secret of M80's success, Kiki, is that every touch they had, every pass they had, it had a purpose. It used its purpose. It was executed flawlessly, and, you know, they were able to put some really nice plays together.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you come up against this sort of, you know, matchup and you're looking at from an analyst side of view, it's just the actual gap in the team chemistry that M80 possesses all alone, let alone the fact that the players on there are nothing short of incredible. And, well, without further ado, it's time to at least give themselves a chance at a reverse sweep. Rush Me Pulse need to get themselves some sort of response, and at least, whether that is a game only, it would be a statement for your team to bring it at least for 1 more game.
Yeah, I need to keep the hope alive. I think it's so important for Trust Me to just to get something on the board, even if it's a shot, you know, even if it doesn't go in, just something, some kind of opportunity to kind of reverse that momentum. Nice 50 from Skills, does go across sideways, force out a clear from Trust Me, and again, if you notice, they both have 0 boost on their boost tanks. Life, another pass down. That was a missile, Kiki. They don't quite get it, but again, M80 are not slowing down at all.
Yeah, they are not laying up at all, but that demo could open something up here. It could be a chance. Life diving across to get that save over the line. It could have been a more delicate shot, maybe even a bit of a control before you're able to approach that goal, but ultimately you're trying your best to get this one over the line against a team such as M80, and especially with a player down, you're going to need every advantage you can get. So those demo plays, they need to come into play if they want to have a chance in this one.
And for Trust Me, I mean, they're combining a few different skills. They're going for these air dribbles, going for that bump as well. M80 doesn't seem to bother them. And this shot all the way downfield as well. A quick counterattack, and Panda has the first goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Incredible sort of way to just get that speed on your side. I thought there was a 50 guaranteed here from Pulse, but ultimately, I mean, the speed is just immense. The gap comes through, and well, that shot also delivers on the best way possible for M80. 1-0 up, and only a few more to go. That's a mistake, though, and is anyone going to look to capitalize? They will! Manmark's gonna be able to make his mark here, and they find the equalizer, so maybe there's some life in them for this game.
Yeah, and a really nice pass from Skills as well. It took one miss from Panda, and for, you know, he was not getting there. The defense was not getting there. But that miss just let Thrush Me in, and that could change everything, Kiki, coming in for this Game 3. They needed that goal to come back. I think they needed it earlier rather than later, not let that pressure build up. Pass to Life, can they get it away? It's so slow, but it just looks so awkward for Trust Me here. They finally get it out. Reset for Gear. Skills just tops it over one. Big lob back that way. A miss from Life as well. No boost. But M80, the respect they're given on the field means they have an easy clear down the other way for Panda there. Trying to get that pass back the other way. Life as well off that sidewall. Gear has to make a save. Panda off the corner. It's out off the post and crossbar. I don't know how they didn't score that one off the backboard and out off the post once again. And they finally clear away.
Their resilience is outstanding. And now, right now, I am looking at a team that does not want to buckle and yield against such a team as M80. They are not giving them this one easily, and they are gonna make them fight for it, if anything. Devo gonna have to try a little harder to get that one between the sticks, but so far, Thrush Me Pulse impressing at least, and keeping on for a little while longer. Good fake, but not enough angle from Panda to put that one in.
Oh, the margins on that Panda shot were just ridiculous. I mean, that was probably one of the most insane clip setups I've seen in a long time, but out off that sidewall there. Skills on the prowl, can't find it. Gear, no touch for them either. Skills looking for that back pass, actually a fake instead. The 50 coming through, a double commit as well. They could catch them there. Gear across the middle there. Skills on the back end, the back post. They get the lead. They're pressing M80 at their most awkward and reaping the rewards.
Yeah, definitely deserved when you come through this sort of way. You were able to hold on for so long against so many of those shots, and finally you give yourself a breakaway, you give yourself a counterattack, and you are able to deliver from it. Incredible work, and I want to see more from them as well. The demos coming through, definitely giving them a chance at this one. Crossbar and down, double commit coming through. M80 under pressure.
Yeah, and that one being close, I mean, a 2-goal lead when you're in a reverse sweep situation, it just gives you a cushion. With a 1-goal lead, you don't have that. That could change at any moment here. Up to the ceiling, Skies, Panda there, looking for that snake through off the post, up to the crossbar and out. M80, I mean, they're knocking and they're knocking. They're pounding at this point. Thrush Me are not letting them in.
Yeah, they are truly not giving him the easy way out. And Skills is going to make sure that that one stays out as well. How many posts and crossbars have we seen? 9 shots from M80, only 1 finding itself across the line. And I'm not sure if that is going to stick. I'm sure they might find 1 or 2 more in this game. But how will they respond? That's the question. Gear will not allow it. They reach double digits in shots, but still down to only 1 in the actual goals.
And that mistake almost cost them as well. Life received the ball. You could see in a triangle all 3 Trust Me players, you know, scrambling to get back. They didn't have the momentum, and that's the last player you want to be doing that against. Looking for that shot as well. Gear coming in. They're still looking for that cushion. They don't want to park the bus here. Panda over everyone. Crossbar and down. You can try all you want, but sometimes M80 just don't care.
Yeah, truly. I mean, it brings you to kind of think about it as you can keep us out, but eventually we will break through. 12 shots and you finally find your second, and most notably, it's only an equalizer. Incredible work so far from Thrush Me Pulse, but they need one more if they want to give themselves the extra game.
Yeah, 8 shots from Panda is just ridiculous, and they're not done yet. Devo here, 40 seconds off the right corner. Mad Mark's up for this one, got the reset as well. Panda little pop-up, Skills, 50 coming through. Keeps it there, blocks it in the midfield for life, coming through once again. The air dribble, it's lobbed over one. Can they get it middle? Devo trying their best. Now back the other way for Skills. Panda will pick it up. Looking to crash the net is Gear. Pop it up huge for Mad Marks. That was good to get it past them. Gear, as the last man, has to get it to the corner. And we're approaching Game 3 overtime. 10 seconds left here, Kiki, when Thrush Me really need it most.
Yeah, and right now, that breakaway could be there. The demo though on Devo gives them a space to get back there in time. The shots could still come in here at the latest moments, but overtime might be where we're destined to be in due time. Gear gets the control, gets the flick, commits all three. It could be an open net, and the dig from Gear, not enough. Left all alone. There's only one player to stop him, and that was enough for M80. But the ball is still up in the air. Not over yet. Nowhere near, actually. But finally, we have overtime. And it's going to take a golden goal to get this one over the line.
Well, I thought, maybe they would drop it. No, they're just going to go for it. But OT we go, and like I said, this is a do-or-die situation for Thrush Me here. Lower bracket, last life. Looking for that shot. They were there. Looking for the top right. It is there. Panda, time and time again, a hat trick coming through. 9 shots as well. Just peppered the net. Was never satisfied until it went through. Went over that line. And M80 mark themselves down in this lower bracket.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't expect it otherwise. Even though it is a 3-0, I have a feeling that we need to give a hands on heart, we need to give a little bit of an honorable applause for Thrush Me Pulse, because they truly have at least put up that sort of fight in the end where it did bring M80 to kind of give it their all, their 110% to kind of take it over them and, well, ultimately win the game. We expected them to do so in terms of the favoritism, but I did enjoy the fight that Thrush Me Pulse have delivered, and sadly, we're gonna have to see them go here, Tibbles. They are the first elimination we do see here today.
Yeah, that is unfortunate, especially in the top 8 where, every team deserves to be here. Every team is so talented as well. But I think they put a good question in M80's minds. I mean, it's easy to, if you have kind of a bad series, you lose Game 5 in the upper bracket, you go down to the lower bracket and you sweep through, right? On paper, you swept through. And then you get to think, okay, we're fine now. It was one bad series. We'll make a run through that lower bracket and we'll all be chill. But it didn't work out that way. They were sweating in Game 3 for M80. So I'm wondering to see, how they bring that moving forward in that lower bracket, because they're going to need every single ounce of energy that they have.
Yeah, and absolutely considering the fact that, you're going to have at least a bit of a, warm-up, I guess? You play more games, ultimately, and you give yourself that extra bit of space. But I believe that all matches might have concluded in the actual bracket, and we might have a few more results waiting for us. Just give it a second so we can all get that one sorted. But M80, truly, we've seen how much of a force they are. You just have to consider, how did they lose? I mean, getting settled as one of the top seeds, as a 3-0 seed against the 3-2. Nothing against the other team, not at all. But to the usuals, they just didn't line up. And, well, the team that did take them down is gonna be the one on stream soon, alongside a very familiar few faces on team name as well. They have made the way all the way through to the winners final, and, well, they are gonna just fight there to kind of give this one a go. But what did you actually think about the performance from M80 throughout the actual game? They kind of slowed down, or did Thrush Me actually up the tempo?
Yeah, I think there were some really nice adjustments from Thrush Me. I don't know if M80 slowed down a little bit. I could definitely see that, but I think it's more the adjustments that Thrush made. They were more physical, they're more aggressive, and that really helped them maintain that pressure for longer. But yeah, I agree. What you said before about what's more on the upper side of the bracket, Maple's Minions. That's a team, like you said, they play team name. That's the next match we'll have streamed, I believe. That's Knight, Kevin, and Scythe. That's a team that I personally really enjoy watching their gameplay. They did 3-1 over Blops in the winner's semi-final. which is a Drewy, Polar, and Brock. Drewy, of course, playing at Northwood as well. Polar having plenty of experience. So, again, these are not, no-name players, random players. These are the top of the tier, top of the talent. And Maypo's Minions, it's great to see them in that winners final. I'm really excited to see all these matches, Kiki. It's going to be great.
Yeah, absolutely. For all you those considering, it's because that on one of the sides, they have registered themselves as Kazekami, the other side, they have registered themselves as Maypo's Minions. So Kaz, the short name Kaz, is going to be the Maypo's Minions, basically, for all of you wondering, basically. So that's the only confusion team that we actually have to kind of clarify. But other than that, it has been an excellent show so far. And, well, the show is going to have to continue here as well, Tibbles.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe we're going to a break, if I'm not mistaken. We will have...
Yep.
I believe we have one more series today.
Two ultimately.
We have two.
We're going to have the winners final and the lowers final as well after that one. And that one will give us a little bit of a show to actually enjoy. So please, do stay tuned while we do bring ourselves to a little bit of a break to set everything up. Grab yourself a pack of trolleys and we'll be back right back with you.
Underneath the strobe lights, ready for a crazy night. I can hear your heartbeat. Underneath the strobe lights, ready for a crazy night. I can hear your heartbeat. I wish I could be strong, survive all on my own, but now I'm running out of hope. I need somebody else to save me from myself, a love too precious.
The Giants have taken a step forward. MAT have made their way forwards in the lower bracket, but now we are headed back for some more upper bracket spectacles. I'm myself Geeky, and once again joined by the gorgeous Tibbles here to bring you even more action of this Crawler Cup. And Tibbles, we've been having quite a day so far, and it's only gonna get better.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Geeky. Always a pleasure to be in the booth with you. But yeah, you're right. MAD do march on. They play Lob next, which, again, I was very impressed by. And they actually got swept by Team Name. I believe we talked about that earlier. Yeah, and what a series that would have been to see. And what a sweep as well. Sends Lob down. And again, we talked about MAD and having to play MAD. And what a tall ask that is. But this is the winners final. Of course, Team Name and Kamikaze here coming through. We're going to get this game started for you in just a second here. But, you know, I'm so excited to see how these teams match up. Of course, this is for a spot in the grand final.
Yeah, absolutely. It's incredible. And you've had some history on the players that we were about to kind of go through, especially considering the fact that, you know, Kazakami, Maple's minions, have been a bit of an underlying agent here who weren't expected to make it here, but they're the team who beat MAT.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the members of these teams, you know, especially Kamikaze here, you know, they have experience throughout RLCS. They have experience throughout CRL. I mean, Knight, for instance, you know, maybe not everyone familiar with their gameplay, but they played with players like, you know, Skies and Luca. They played collegiate at Rochester Christian University. Of course, Doodle Bangers is, you know, a very infamous kind of bubble team there that runs their own teams as well. And so, yeah, for Knight, I mean, coming in, these players have experience. Same with Scythe. You know, they have some really great results in RLCS, of course. But of course, Knight, Aqua, and Hazo. Aqua, again, we kind of talked about this on Friday, but one of the more hyped players, you know, when they were making their debut, went to Rogue, went to a number of different professional teams, actually, and now still playing the game, which is great to see. And of course, you know, playing on a roster that is clearly working for them. You know, they look comfortable, at least in the series so far. They look well-rounded, I think, which is really important here. Because if Aqua is doing too much, or, you know, their teammates are kind of clashing with their playstyles, that can be an issue, and I don't see that with this team.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, time for talk is over. Time to get the action underway as both teams are going to look to prep themselves to go into this one as, well, not just the favorite, but contenders for the actual crown. The winners are going to give themselves an opportunity to crown themselves champions of the Crawler Cup, and there's a prize pool to be had for it.
Absolutely. This match is so important. You go to the grand final. We've talked about how tough that lower bracket is. I mean, like we just said, Lob is playing M80 right now. We just saw M80 last series and how dominant they are. You don't want to go down to the lower bracket if you can help it. But both teams will do everything they can here. Hazo taking over in the midfield. A double commit actually here coming from that player in the midfield as well. Coming down is Knight, still in the midfield. Knight to take it to the skies. Aqua and Hazo up there. Knight to take it over as well in the corner. Aqua to get it away. Bumped as well, and it's a fast-paced game already.
Yeah, absolutely, and the physicalities are just getting underway as well. It seems like Team Name have picked a few things up here from their previous opponents, the ones that have wanted to just completely eliminate them and just kind of give themselves the edge over them. Lob being able to kind of bring that sort of aggression, and now Team Name is displaying what they've learned from the previous opponents.
Now in the midfield again, Aqua looking for that aerial play. Knight will take over. It was kind of just bobbling aimlessly in that midfield, and that's where Knight excels, is just making something of those random moments. Up already for this one. Knight beating over as well. Glues his team together. Long clear across the field from Aqua there. Hazo as well. Getting bumped away is Kevin. Knight to the skies. Aqua there. Gets that touchdown. Tries to get the block coming through off the backboard. Off the corner, pass 2 as well. Kevin to take over. No boost, though. Knight looking for that bump away. In the corner and awkward. Hazo trying their best. Knight just to top it up again. Wants a little bounce. No boost as well. That bump coming through. Knight having to get back. And a lot of defense being done, for Team Name and Knight here.
Yeah, and when you come across these two teams, the fact they're scoreless so far, with both of these teams having insane star players on their team, with insane sort of aggression that has led them here. I love the fact that they are just testing the water, testing each other out to see how much they can get away with. Kevin looking to get away with a little bit more there, and now a bump coming in from Scythe. It's going to be a Rule 1. Aqua being able to hold on. I'm not sure if they're going to completely break it, but there was a little bit of movement there caught between the two players, and no, it's going to turn into a complete 2-on-2 here, as we will have our first goal, only a player down each.
Yeah, Scythe, that one will finally come away, so no more Rule 1, unfortunately. It's always nice to see. A little bit comical as well, but coming through the ball, Knight, getting that one down as well. Again, the other Knight coming through. I just realized there's 2 Knights on the field, of course. Aqua coming down from the ceiling, looks good on that shot. Knight looks like they're struggling off the post, even with boost. 2 boot as well. Knight, nice shot on target. Straight down the middle, though. Easily saved. Again for Scythe. Gets some boost. Looks for the angle. Gets a past 1. Looks for the bump as well. But Aqua's already up. Looks for the reset downfield. Knight to pick it up once again. Can they get one over? Fakes the reset. Comes down. Looks for the dunk as well. This is end-to-end stuff here, Kiki.
Yeah, absolutely, and it has to be mentioned that the winner of this one secures themselves at least $2,000 in their pockets, minimum, not considering the fact that Aqua is gonna do it in style as well. They find the first, but off of just beating them with incredible mechanical skill.
Oh, and that was so impressive, and it wasn't just the angle of the car, you know, it wasn't just a slight angle of the car. The way Aqua was oriented in the air had to have it perfectly straight the other way just to make that touch work and make the ball go where they wanted it to go. I mean, that is just perfection mechanically wise on display here for Aqua. And of course, Team Name will appreciate that very much. Knight having to do some defense here as well. Scythe pressing that issue. Knight coming back, defensive touch here, back to the corner. Aqua getting bumped away as well. Just making sure that Kevin had all the space as well. Bump coming through. Aqua's fast. 50 up to the ceiling. Drop it down. Knight to lob it up. Scythe has to get there first before Hazo coming through. Dunk not there, and Aqua is. And just over a minute left here for Team Name to maybe even get one more.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, they're looking to double it up. The amount of pressure they put forward is incredible. Great pass over to Hazo. Knight and Hazo almost combined to give themselves another there in their favor. Aqua usually being the lone warrior, setting up his own shots, setting up his own plays, and Knight looking to just kind of get this sort of duo link, sort of this delinquent duo working with him and Hazo on the ball at all times. Even the demos being sent in, it's usually Hazo supplying them. But let's have a bit of a look to see if there is an equalizer to be had. We did have Kazekami reach their way here for a reason. Let's see if they can do themselves a little bit more favor, a little bit more fortune, and make it happen for an equalizer.
And that demo was so important. Another demo coming through. It's Scythe this time, though, getting that bump away on Aqua. And Kamikaze trying their best as well, just to disrupt this rotation that, you know, Team Name have really locked it down the past minute or so. Want to hold that 1-0 lead off the right side of the corner here as well. Across for Kevin, looking to get this one out. Could put a play together. That's a really nice bounce off the corner. Knight was ready for that one. Kevin to put it back in the mixer once again. Up for Scythe here. Off the wall. Plenty of boost. Has the reset as well. Keeps it up. Over one. It's off the ceiling. Can they get back down to it? It's not. And Team Name take game 1.
I mean, it was a close one, especially considering the fact that they had this sort of potential where double commit was found from Team Name. Kazekami just didn't have that third player in position to play off of the 50. Ultimately, though, great game from both sides, and it is very favorable to mention here that both of these teams, it took them all 5 rounds of Swiss stage to reach themselves. To get themselves to playoffs, let alone here in the actual winners final, where it was expected to usually be by default the 3-0 teams, who are both now in the lower bracket. Kind of incredible how much resilience both of them have shown.
Yeah, absolutely. Resilience is such an important piece of the puzzle here for these teams, but Kazekami were forced into so many saves here. You know, collectively they had 7 as well, and Team Name I think had 3 across the board, across the 3 players. So definitely forced into a more defensive playstyle. And, you know, I'm always thinking, you know, it's great to have really perfect defense and pride yourself on putting up that brick wall and not letting anything through. But when teams are neck and neck, you know, it's nice to have great defense, but you need that X factor. You need that energy moving forward to be dynamic and get something going on the offensive side. Because if you lack that spark, the fire just won't happen. And Team Name, for me, they've shown that fire here. Kamikaze, I'm still looking for yours.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, goalless is a different story, but it still was a one-goal game. The defensive side of things was incredible from both sides, and they were able to keep each other at bay for a while. Team Name getting that extra bit of momentum around themselves to kind of just usually give themselves the edge, being able to find spectacles over Aqua himself. He's able to produce you a play where your team doesn't even need to be involved in it completely, but when their team is involved, it just is incredible in every sort of way. We finally have the players coming back in. I believe Knight just lost connection for a little bit, but we will be fine and sure to get ourselves back underway. I will never tell you which Knight it was, but you're gonna have to find out yourself. We are underway. Forbidden Temple now to grace us.
Little bit of mystery as we enjoy some Rocket League. A nice bump there as well, sending them way to heaven across there. Scythe will take it as well. That'll just drop down as well. And, you know, in Kamikaze, they're in the right positions, at least so far. Need to be dangerous. Has out. Controlling touch to themselves again, looking for that defensive side. Knight over one. Can continue as well off the back wall. Gets the 50 again, but is struggling to control the ball, at least so far. You know, I'm at least seeing some possession focus here for Kamikaze.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kevin and Scythe trying to already cause some mischief on the back line here. Kazakami have been kind of shortened by the fact that they haven't been given that early game. They haven't been given that sort of wind in their sails. And they're going to have to fight for it to bring it back to at least the best of three if they want to make this one work in a simple fashion. Although, it has been an incredible day so far for both of them. They have fought through the top seeds. They have fought through the bitter end in Game 5s, and it's only a matter of time before one of these teams finally starts putting all the juices into attack.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the question, you know, in my mind at least, is will Kamikaze kind of trade blows with Team Name? Because I think that's really where they give themselves a chance. Scythe, you know, maybe heard that, looking for a shot there, trying to force it through. The defense finally makes its way back for Team Name there. Knight again trying to make their way through as well. Scythe just prowling. Kevin a little bit too close, forced to retreat on the defensive side. Once to themselves as well. Knight coming from down from the skies, the air as well. All three defenders back here for Team Name, trying to get the defensive stand through. Aqua forced to save to the side as well. Team Name trying to break out the best that they can. That's a nice 50. But Hezo, again, has no boost to follow it as well, and it's kind of awkward for them to follow. They actually do get boost now. Can they get it down? Kevin off the save. It's on the goal line as well. I don't know how they got away with that one.
Yeah, Hazo instinctively just wanted to get a bump, but accidentally touched the ball and actually beat the last defender, just not enough angle to make the goal happen. Although, it could have given you some sort of advantage into the end of, you have confused me, you have beaten me, and now you can get a goal, but not gonna happen just yet. It's gonna take a little while longer before we see a goal, and I must say, even though it's been a goalless game, the pressure has been immense on both sides.
Yeah, they really have no room to breathe at all. It's a backflip to get the boost there as well. We'll just kind of fall helplessly into that Team Name corner. Knight to pick it up as well. Just a little bit too far, though. And that's kind of a mistake for Team Name. They should be looking to connect their teammates, especially those passes to Aqua where they're in the midfield and they have boost to boot as well. Looking for that dodge on the demo as well. Knight actually expecting that one to come through, barely making that save across the goal line. Can they get it through? It's off the post. I don't know how they knocked it to the side. Knight to come down once again. Can they drop it down? Three defenders. It almost didn't matter. They pop it up once again, but Kamikaze are determined not to let this happen.
The amount of plays they have left in their locker just one by one as individuals is incredible, but Kazakami are not letting up. They are not letting them have the easy route, and they're going to have to fight a little while longer to get this one over the line, and even maybe fight from behind if Kazakami are the first ones to score after it. Scythe looking for that 50 to kind of enable Naita here to maybe make that play happen. A 50, not good enough here. Knight has so much possession. Hazo right below him, ready to take it, but it's going to be Knight all on his own, and trying to make that happen alongside Aqua with the demos. And although the demos have been threatening, they still haven't yielded a goal for either side.
And for Kamikaze, I don't think they look panicked at all. They're down in the series so far, but I think they're doing fine. And the reason I say that, I saw Kevin, 0 boost, needed to get a 50 and just stay in front of the ball. Had that composure to just stay there. Didn't, have a last-second emergency ditch out of the ball to just get it away and give it away to the other team. They left it and, were patient with that ball. They'll reap the rewards at least so far, but they need a little bit more to get through this game. Kevin will take that 50, but need to get it at the midfield. Meet it there. Up for Knight once again. Gets that second touch off in the corner. Aqua patient as well. Just waiting for that one. Makes the defense awkward. Just waiting for the ball to come in. The shot from Knight. The pressure from Aqua. The respect given. Opened the doors for Team Name, and they took advantage.
Yeah, truly incredible. Being able to grab yourself so much room off of that 50 from Aqua. He saw himself as the sort of threat to bait out the opposition, to play that 50, and Knight just coming in, being that final hammer against the anvil of Aqua. They were able to smash them to pieces. 30 seconds, they need to recover here, otherwise it could be backs against the wall way too early on than they would have liked to hope for. They're gonna need to fight this one in a manner where even Team Name shouldn't expect it, so demos, everything, the kitchen sink included, needs to be thrown into this last attack.
That's a great 50. I'm a little surprised Knight got there. Was so far away. Scythe will drive that one forward. Nice little controlling touch from Knight, though. The nice thing about that, pass over to Knight as well. Hazo makes the save, but it just popped up, propped up. Can they get it down? Up for Kevin in the midfield, and Team Name will take game 2, even with some late game drama.
Yeah, honestly, incredible so far from Team Name, but Kazakami have been so close, yet denied over and over again. It has to be said though, Team Name have had the better aggression. They have had a lot more shots, 11-4 in terms of comparisons, and well, there's not much to be kind of had if you really can't push on target here from Kazakami. They just need to up their offensive game here, Tibbles.
Yeah, when your score is almost exclusively saves, I'm thinking there's something wrong with your pressure, the way you keep the ball, what you're doing with the ball. And like I said in earlier series, when a team is very, intentional about where they're putting the ball, what they're doing with it, what they're communicating as well, and just being on that same page as your team, because on tournament days, that is the most important part, is just having that mental energy, being in the same headspace, and putting it together when it matters most. And Team Name is able to do that. Kamikaze, again, still looking for those, and they have had some opportunities, some good looks on goal, but nothing that was really all that convincing, and they really need that to change in Game 3.
Yeah, and especially considering the physical play, Team Name has been having their number on it. It's not just about the actual demos, because we've seen demos from Kazakami, but the recoveries from them were so much better from Team Name. Team Name were able to kind of adjust rotations instantly off their respawn, whilst it took Kazakami a little bit extra to figure it out, but now it's finally time to see what they are made of, and if they have what it takes to bring in themselves at least a goal against Team Name, it would be a good start. But Aqua maybe doesn't think so, almost gets the second reset, can't quite get the final wheel on the ball to grab it, and it will be a first start where we could have had a goal in under half the game.
Yeah, and when a goal like that happens, it rallies your team. That's the last thing you want coming in. Last game of a potential sweep, and you get kind of clipped on in that moment, but didn't happen. So for now, really have to put it behind them. Can't worry about it. Hazo going flying past that one. Knight maybe having a possibility here, but the defense it wasn't ready to take advantage of that opportunity, Kiki. They just weren't there for it. Aqua getting bumped away. Scythe, a little top up there. Drop down from Knight. Perfect precision from the player there, and Team Name are up once again.
Yeah, even though as a lure, as a fake, Scythe not getting the best of touches, I'm sure he wanted to get a little bit more power, maybe catch himself on the wall to be able to get 50 at least, but not good enough to keep out Team Name. They've scored earlier than anticipated, and they are on for a flawless sweep so far, unless Kevin has something to say about that. Aqua tries to bait out the 50, he does as well against Scythe, and now there is nothing left of the attack here as Knight tries to recover possession on both ends here. Nitya able to kind of respond, good beat on one, maybe even two. The teammates following close, but there's no real positioning to make it a threat for Team Name.
And I'm definitely seeing some hesitation on the side of Kamikaze as well, because, they had all three stacked up in a formation. In the midfield, the ball was. Team Name had the possession of the ball as well, and Kamikaze just didn't rush. They didn't go for it, even though the first man and players waiting behind them to go. And so they need to be a little bit more aggressive, in my opinion. You know, it's maybe not the exact time to panic and put everything forward, but it's something for them to think about moving forward, because I think, you know, you can't just keep a balanced profile the whole time. When you need a goal, you need a goal. So you need to do something about it. Knight will take a 50 all the way across the half here for Kamikaze. One touch to themselves. Aqua will follow up on it, though. Not a clean touch to be found from them. Knight once again getting that clear out, being forced to use all of their boost.
Yeah, and now they are looking for that sort of retribution, but I don't know if they're gonna get it. It seems like Team Name want another more than Kazakami want their first. It's gonna be a battle of blows, and right now, Team Name are the one to have the upper hand with none received so far. 50s found all across, but still no reply from Kazakami.
And a quick touch from Knight as well, just to set up their teammate Hazo. Even though Knight had 0 boost, you know, just to set up their teammates and make something happen, and working together to do so. Kevin and Knight, though, they might have something to say about that teamwork there. Kevin will actually not even need teamwork. It'll make the dream work. Kevin himself, what a goal.
It takes them a while. It takes them 3 games to finally score against Team Name, but an also important one to keep yourself in it, in the upper bracket, to keep yourself a chance for that grand final spot. You're gonna have to fight a little bit longer if you want to secure it as Team Name, but I think Kazakami are just on the verge of waking up.
Yeah, they really need to just hold it together. That's a good start. Knight, awkward play on defense here for Kamikaze.
Yeah.
They cannot have moments like that. Down up from the ceiling, Aqua to put it through. 2 defenders caught flat-wheeled once again, and Team Name will gobble up that opportunity.
Yeah, they're not going to let that one slip by. And guess who? Aqua usually finding themselves in that sort of special position where he's just able to get that final shot, to punish that mistake. And always him when it comes down to that positional masterclass. Kind of reminds me of AJ a little bit back in the day in that sort of same position. And speaking of, it could be another one back. It is! Nightya delays the 50 to get his sort of favorable fake in order and just sends the defender flying.
Yeah, and kickoff goals can be so important here. Knight just recognizing that that touch, you know, was not ideal. It wasn't what the defense wanted there for Team Name. Being able to take advantage of that, and Knight is a fast player, you know. The way that Team Name are playing, it's maybe not making that look like the case, but they really are. They are talented here. Scythe trying to get that one out back to the midfield for Hazo, jumping over one as well. It's all a tight game here. Knight, a huge demo from Kevin there. It might just be dropped in from Aqua, though. They almost had it. It's off the post. I don't know how they didn't score that one for Team Name. And Kamikaze tried to do everything right. It all went wrong, but they still survived.
Yeah, a little bit awkward, a little bit on the edge, but they still keep it together. 2-2. They've given them just every single reason to just keep playing the game. Game 4 is only around the corner. You just gotta give it a little bit more if you want to really reach there against Team Name, because they are not laying up the plays. That's incredible from Knight. Can Hazo capitalize? Not gonna happen just yet. They're gonna have to come again, and Knight is gonna come again with another play potentially.
And Kamikaze's defense has woken up. That was a ridiculous pass from Knight, like you said, and a moment of hesitation on the defensive end will be their downfall. Who else but Knight to make it and punish that mistake from Knight, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, the mistakes are so uncharacteristic from a team that put M80 to the sword. It's just truly incredible to see how Kazakami have been so nullified in the sort of same sense. Kevin looking for a rebound, though. Kevin looking for the double. He's able to bring him back, and this game is just getting started.
It's this resilience from Kamikaze here. They won't give up. It doesn't matter the stakes. It doesn't matter how far they're down, but they've climbed back. They're not down anymore. 1 minute left, that all could change, but they've given themselves a really good chance here. Up for Aqua. They need to keep them at bay. Faking it down, looking for the ground pinch. Knight will deal with that one. 50 seconds left, and Kamikaze looking for a chance the other way.
Yeah, they're going to have to scramble for those demos if they want to give themselves an opportunity, because the defenses have tightened up from the actual start. Yes, there's been more goals, but there has definitely been way less errors from the side of Team Name, and now even more plays, and that's not going to keep it out. Knight has enough power on it to give himself a hat trick and even potentially give themselves a sleep. 34 seconds left on the clock to convert it.
and I saw Knight just flash across my screen and just barely didn't make that. What a save that would have been off that corner post on that right side there. But Team Name, they do go ahead when it all matters. Can Kamikaze do it again? Can they come back? The shot fake there. Knight to carry it through. They come back again with 25 seconds to go.
And this is the sort of stuff you'd come across in your ranked game. You don't know what the enemy team is going to do, and that just works in your favor. Able to get the equalizer, and now it could be a way back into this series. If anything, you've given yourself a lifeline, and you've given yourself the momentum to do so. You've had to fight for your goals, and only Team Name have had to punish you for your mistakes. So you just need to look up that defense, and maybe you might have a series to play.
Yeah, and you need to make this count. I mean, this is their last life in the series here. Upper bracket, but you don't want to go down. Up for Knight as well. When it all matters, can you make it happen once again? Maybe even end it not in regulation. They'll have one more opportunity here. Kevin up, drop down from Scythe. No can do in there. It'll take overtime here. Kiki and Kamikaze fighting for their series lives.
Yeah, they're gonna have to fight a little bit harder. Every goal they've scored, the Team Name have answered, but it has been a different case here. The plan B goes high. Scythe, can he capitalize? He leaves it. Knight unable to make it work. That was such a high pop from the actual plan B. Unable to make it work. Mistakes in the back line. Aqua to punish. It's Knight to end it. To find the sweep all over again. And no, what a way to end your day. It's a very sad way to go down.
Oh, from despair to delight there for Team Name. I thought Kamikaze had it on the other side, Kiki. I thought they had that play. I mean, that was a pogo, I believe. I mean, just got so much air on that one. The follow-up was almost good, but not quite enough. And that was kind of the story throughout the series. It was just not quite enough. Team Name absolutely took it, deserved the win, and a convincing sweep at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely deserved. And in the end, it did feel like Hazakami woke up, but just a little bit late. So many defensive errors. Offense was on point. We've seen it. 4 goals in the game. You know, you're fine. You can score. You've given your all. It wasn't mistakes from Team Name that really cost them some of those goals. But the defense errors that you made really cost you the entire series. Over and over again, I don't think there was way too many plays that Team Name needed to individually create to give themselves an opening. I think Kazakami gave them those openings over and over again here, Tibbles. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was a little bit of their own volition that Team Name were getting so many opportunities. Of course, I got to give credit to Team Name for taking those, but of course, there is always an origin point. There is always a buildup of play. It's rarely one factor or one mistake. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it absolutely is one hit that didn't happen and should have, or a hit that happened but didn't go the way it should have. But I think for this one, it was multiple factors. They had a lot going on. And again, Knight, Aqua, and Haza, they just made it work. You know, every time Kamikaze seemed to come back, and they made it work as well, but it was just a level above, and sometimes there's not much you can do about that.
Yeah, genuinely movement all across the brackets, though, as other teams are also playing their own games at their own pace. That's the Swiss one. Hold on, we're getting the right one in play, just in case you wanted to maybe remember the other one, but we will get that one in time. There it is, right below, and here we are. Right, so it's been an incredible performance from Team Name, and truly a spectacular one as well. They are on a tear. 7 games in a row without a loss, and they have secured themselves a ticket to the grand final for a chance to secure themselves the majority of the $10,000 prize pool. Truly incredible, and they're gonna have to work their way around to figure out where they land in the end. Kazakami, obviously, they have reached the winners final. The loss only means they go to the lower final, which will be played on a different day, so both teams have secured the survival for day 3 of the competition, and now we're only waiting on M80 and Lob to finish theirs before we head ourselves into the lower semi. So we have some time to actually talk about the bracket here, Tibbles. So what impressed you the most, actually? Or maybe even surprised you?
You know, I just want to mention, because we got some more intel on the prize pool. What impressed me is how awesome this tournament is, Kiki. So much money on the line, $4,500 for the team in first there. So Knight, Aqua, and Hazo, the first players to book their ticket in that grand final, like you said, and fight for that money as well. Second place, $2,000. Third place, $1,250. So there's a lot of money on the line, especially if you can do really well. And yeah, this bracket today has just been absolutely crazy. And particularly what stands out to me right now, Kiki, is that bottom one, Lob against M80. I don't know if we have an update on that one. That's the match. The following one is what we're waiting to stream. That'll be our last stream of tonight. But Lob versus M80 in that lower bracket. You know, M80 down 2-1. That's a surprise to me as well. I expected them to go for it. Lob is a great team, but we'll have to see how that one ends up.
Yeah, both of the teams kind of ending up on the interesting side of things, as Lob, you know, we've seen them play, we've seen them be able to bring themselves above the rest when it really mattered. Monkman able to secure themselves a simple 3-0, and, well, when we've seen M80, we've seen the power they're able to produce. They've sent their opponents to a Brazil in the first one. They have sent their opponents to another wayward affair in the second one. Third one was a little bit close, but M80 have that firepower, so I wouldn't be shocked if this goes to Game 5 or even in the favor of M80, but it seems like that would be all in terms of the updates, and there still isn't there is an update. We do have an update. M80 have succeeded. They have made it happen, and I believe that was completely off of a reverse sweep. Lob went up 2-0, and then there was a 3-2 reverse sweep from M80. I mean, they've made it a cinema down there, and I just don't know what happened, Tibbles. I have no clue.
I mean, yeah, what a result from there. I mean, that's just crazy. Yeah, Panda and Devo in life. But Kiki, when we just saw them play for M80, you know,
Yeah.
maybe Trust Me didn't play to their full potential, maybe not. You could argue, you know, either way. But M80 were on point. They were every part of the field. They were there. Whenever they needed to be somewhere, they were just there. So is it surprising to see that, especially when Lob was playing so well as well? Not so much. But, you know, going to Game 5, having to go the distance, you know, M80, it'll be interesting to see how long that fight goes, because clearly that fire was raging when they first started.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, in that sort of same sense, we do have to thank League Trolley for this beautiful prize pool that they have accommodated for the actual players. And, well, the top 2 seeds fighting it out in a lower semi for tournament life on the line, for that ticket to the lower final. It's truly going to be an incredible one, so there's still plenty of action to be had. We will set that one up for you very soon, but for now, we'll go to a very short break, and we'll be back right with you.
You set my soul on fire. Baby, you set my soul on You set my soul on fire. Baby, you set my soul on You set my soul on fire.
And welcome back to the Frost Esports Crawler Cup. Of course, alongside me in the casting booth is Kiki, of course. We have a great matchup for you for the final series of the night. Monkmen and M80 going at it here. M80 fighting through that lower bracket after taking an early loss in that upper bracket, Kiki. So it should be really interesting to see what kind of fight they bring here in the losers semifinal.
Absolutely. If anything, I was thinking this would be the winner's semifinal. So let's take one last look at that playoff bracket before we get the final series of the day underway. And yeah, you were expecting the top 2 seeds of the playoffs, of the Swiss stage, to make it to the winners upper final. But ultimately, they fell a little bit short to either team. It was a spectacle, at least, for them to go down in a game 5 fashion. So it does really show how steep the competition is. But Monkmen and M80, the ones we thought we'd see both in the grand final, one of them will definitely not have that privileges team name, has already secured that spot. So what are we thinking of here? Does M80 have that sort of aggression? They've just reverse swept Lob, so it will be an incredible sort of momentum they'd have coming into this one.
Yeah, I mean, the issue when you go against M80, I talked about this earlier, is that just every player is dangerous on their roster. Every player, you give them an inkling of time and space and boost, and they will take it, and they will ruin your day. And it won't be very enjoyable for you. So Life and Devo in particular, I think, just were all over the pitch, getting touch after touch. And it's not just these flashy mechanics that set up the play, but it's the little ones as well that just help the team chem, help that, glue together as well, and help those plays happen. That's exactly how they execute. So we're going to get this series started for you guys here. Final series of the night, Monkmen and M80, Kiki.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been an incredible day to start us off with. We've seen series over and over again, but every single time it comes down to the ultimate question, who has it in them to break down on the other?
Absolutely. Breaking them down will be the name of the game here. They will take everything they have moving forward here as well. Final series of the night as well. It's been a long night for them. They have to play through these. Make sure they have their performances tip-top as well. Elite coming through. Good luck, have fun to both teams as well. M80 doing everything they can to prove why they deserve to be on the top mantle.
Yeah, and well, it took them a little while to reach that sort of epidemic, but right now both of these teams have incredible prowess, incredible aggression, and Juice might look to start us off here and bait out your position early. Monkmen get into the lead early and start themselves off 1-0.
An early statement here for Monkmen coming through. Panda tried their best to get to that ball, get any kind of challenge on the play, but flies straight over as well. What a finish from Juice there to get Monkmen to go up 1-0 here. We'll take up the ball once again. Full boost over Devo coming through. Flying straight pass as the reset coming across. Long side. Monk there for the shot. The follow-up is there. Third, crashing the net for Solar coming through. Top left. M80. What are they doing? Monkmen, it's all their story right now.
Yeah, absolutely. They are able to break down on this defense. Devo missing that crucial touch, and Solar able to punish so neatly. M80 caught on the back foot, and now they're gonna have to fight back. They're gonna have to get this one rolling, because if they don't give it their all, if they don't show up like the last time we've seen them on stream, it's gonna be a tough day at the office, because we've seen the aggression Monkmen can bring. We've seen the sort of demos and physical play they're able to provide, and we have seen the way they punish their opposition. So let's see if that is gonna change here. M80, they need a statement to return to this one.
They really do. It could happen here as well. Devo to Panda. That shot just a little bit too low. Juice will collect on that left side for Monkmen here. Like to follow up as well. Devo is in the midfield. Pop up for them. Solar fast, but not fast enough. Panda as well, trying to get it past 50. Back to Devo as well in the midfield. Monkmen trying to press this advantage now. They seem chill on the ball. Solar coming through just to get that demo as well, just lurking there. Successful too. Monk comes through, follows through on the adventure, and the team is there for the collaboration.
Yeah, it's absolutely the clinical sort of way to put down your opposition, being able to demo them, not giving them a chance to save it as well. And Monkmen, that's their sort of signature playstyle. Get rid of the defense, and there is nothing to worry about when you're taking the shot on an open net. And now, Life, Devo, and Panda, they're gonna have to work around to find themselves on the goal-scoring sheet. But it's not gonna be easy when you are getting demoed constantly.
Yeah, and they're so aggressive as well. I mean, you can see Juice and Solar for Monkmen just lurking kind of on the M80 side and just being fast to the ball, making sure that M80 don't have any time to really set themselves because they know the mechanics that they're capable of. Downfield for Monk does get cleared away, but not too far away. Monk will be there as well for the pop-up. A fake from Solar coming through. Monk will pick it up actually once again up in the corner. Midfield, up for Juice as well. Over to Solar, trying to press this, and that's kind of my concern for M80 there, is that the actual extended possession is on Monkmen's side instead.
Yeah, and Juice is going to be the one to kind of lead the attack. Once more, we know how much potential he has on the offensive front. But guess where Monk was already? He was ready, prowling on the back line, looking for those victims to get them already off the board and already sent to 6 feet under to the reset, to the garage. And that sort of playstyle just shows you how much confidence they have behind the player who's on the ball, behind the fact that he's able to at least get me a 50 where I'm able to recover and not get punished for it. Oh, wow, flick.
And these touches, Kiki, from Solar are just ridiculous. Oh, what a save as well to keep it out. M80 almost got one back, but Solar just made that M80 offensive drive look silly. The touches around to just finesse it around each defender, beats multiple people as well on that drive coming through. Life to get it as well for M80, just trying their best. But it's just the control for Monkmen here. 2 minutes on the clock and a lot of goals to go for M80 here. It's still in the midfield, up for Juice. Panda will actually take it. A shot off the sidewall here. Panda once again. Monk, a double commit coming out from Monkmen, but they still have the ball. Monk coming through, gets the dunk as well. Off the back wall, Panda will be there. And for M80, they seem to stop the flow of goals from Monkmen here, but they need a little bit more than that to come back here in game one.
Yeah, they're looking for that extra bin. They might finally have it. Monk denies, but that's a little bit too much. If that one was kept out, that would have been a statement of a defense from Monk himself. Able to avoid the demo, pinch it onto the post as well, and the last shot was a little bit too good. They would have been a 1v3 to save that one. Ultimately, surely you're not doing that against the M80. And now, 2 more left, 93 seconds on the clock. Definitely doable, but the defense has been stellar from Monkmen.
Yeah, and that rotation was so close to just being a pinch across the field as well. But alas,
Yeah.
they do have to move on. Up for Monk, looking for that shot. It will be out. Actually, that's a big one to miss there. Devo coming through, trying to get it through on that Monkman side, but cleared back the other way. Juice is there. Panda up, getting bumped actually. Juice dropped down. Up for Devo. Plenty of boost as well. Up, taking this one slow. 50 coming through off the sidewall. Can they get a shot? No. There's a miss coming through. Devo has to turn instead. It's a low and slow save from Monk back to the midfield. And at this point, it looks like Monkmen, are just trying to get this timer down, get this ball away.
Yeah, and they're gonna have to do that quick, especially considering the fact that M80, it seems like they're already warming up to the offensive prowess, but Solar doesn't care. He's gonna ego the first challenge he can and absolutely slow them down before they even get to their own half. But that's a bit of an overcommitment there. Devo looking to punish. Devo looking to score, and he can't. Panda there. No, double commit from Life as well. It's not gonna happen. Felt like he should have been there, but not enough boost in the tank for Devo to close it out.
And there's so many opportunities here, scenarios where I think, okay, in that last series that M80 played, that would be a goal. That would be a goal. That one would be a goal too. And it's not. It's not happening for them. They're there every time. For Juice, they get another one for Monkmen. M80, I mean, they've tried and tried and tried, but, with 12 shots on the scoreboard, Kiki, and 1 goal, I mean, they must be left wondering what to do now for game 2.
Yeah, and they've only have themselves to kind of, not really blame for the situation they've put themselves in, but definitely themselves to improve upon in this sort of offensive end. Yes, the Monkman defense has been stellar. Yes, the demos, you can't do much about them, but you need to find a way to outmaneuver, out-rotate them if you really want to have a shot in this one, because it has been a little bit slow around the edges for the rotations of MAP, a little bit slow around the edges for the actual demo play up front. You've had more shots, but they weren't as lethal, as clinical. Monkmen have had open nets. You've had to deal with Monk in goal, who almost saved 3 shots at once. Like, what else is that to say?
Yeah, and for M80, I think, you know, for Devo as well, had some really nice clips in that earlier series. They played well, you know, really all night. You know, I think they looked pretty good, except for that first series that they obviously went down on. But they had some really nice plays, but what Monkmen are doing is they're shutting it down before it even happens. They're not letting Devo air dribble over everyone and dunk it down off the crossbar into a shot that you can't possibly save, or letting Panda or Life just have their fair share of the ball and the boost and just letting them at it. They're just not allowing that situation to occur, and it's not letting M80 set up at all. They don't have any momentum. Life, again, looking for that shot. It's off. They try to get any kind of shot, but awkward in the goal and one retreating, so they don't get another opportunity. Life trying to get past that defense. Defense, big clear from them. Still in the midfield, actually. This looks like a different M80. Devo off the follow-up. The second shot, it's good this time. It's 1-0.
And that throws me back. A simple double tap used to be called the Devo, maybe not apparently to the same player, courtesy of the Oceania region, but still good enough to score it and good enough to set a statement on your way back to victory. Back to the winning ways. Can you hold on to it?
Yeah, they have to hold on to it there. I mean, some really good progress here in game 2, and like I've said before, game 1 doesn't have to define your series. Juice, nice little lob up there. Solar trying to get there fast, but gets beat by Panda due to boost here. Nice reset from Monk to advance it down the field. Once again in the midfield, double commit this time from M80 coming through. Excuse me, I think it's Monkman actually. Solar will be a 50 there, looking for some possession as well, waiting and waiting and waiting, but Panda is so patient on that back line.
Yeah, it is also notable to say that this isn't the core roster of M80. I believe that Mech is the one currently missing from the roster in place of Devo for the actual full lineup of M80. But ultimately, it is still a force to be reckoned with. So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, for those who are watching this and expecting a lot more. It still has been an incredible show they're putting onwards, and maybe, just maybe, they still can punch themselves a ticket to that lower final and eventually the grand final here.
Yeah, and with that context, I believe I knew that, but yeah, kind of, you know, really good information to have that they're playing with a sub, and especially, you know, when you're signed to an org with a professional org, you know, there's a high level, a high standard there, and so you're so used to playing with that team, but it doesn't even matter for game 2. Panda will just break through anyway.
Yeah, incredible. Just simply stellar, being able to set yourself up to a position where that dunk is gonna land no matter what. If you miss it, you're gonna have the 50 against the player after him. If you don't, you're gonna put your ball back into me, and I'm gonna be able to score off of it. Incredible work. The tactical genius of Panda strikes yet again.
But again, for M80, I mean, that opportunity was given because Monkman was just completely on retreat, Kiki. They were all back for boost, all in the back corner.
Yeah. Nobody
was there to put a challenge on the ball. You just can't let M80 have that space no matter how well game 1 went. And it'll be an opportunity for Monkman again this time, looking for that curve off that right side. The follow-up is there. Up for Juice, the save as well for Life. They somehow keep it out. Counterattack back the other way, and Monk with the save.
Yeah, they're able to kind of make their work hard for themselves here. Trying to break away from the actual potential of being in those chains. What a wizard flick coming through here. Pre-flip even from Life. Trying to get this one down on the other end, but ultimately falling a bit short. Monk now trying to carry it over. Uses the ceiling to his advantage. Solar backboard found. Even the double tap! And he rains down hellfire from the suns above as he's able to grab one back for the Monkman.
Just threads this needle perfectly. Up under Panda, another defender coming in, lined up with a protractor, and executes to perfection there. So, yeah, up for M80. You know, they have the deficit there for Monkman coming through, but work is not over. Life will take this one again. Needs to do some defense now. It'll be dangerous off a kickoff. You can sometimes concede, but Devo, wrong decision in the moment. Went for the fake. Solar not falling for that one. No bump coming through. Panda up in the air, looking for that reset. Does find it. Maybe pinched down. Must see no. Teammate will take it instead. Devo long clear up. Solar will get over there as well. Nice defense here from Monkman. Slow for life as well. Just taking so much time, but what a scoop. What a flick up. Can they get it down? It's off the post. It's so slow, though, that they just can't get it through this time.
Yeah, the overcommit was also too big for Devo to get involved there. Ultimately had to stay back for safety precautions. And Juice might look to punish again. No second thought given. Life dies across, even though it was already a double commit made, making them a 3-man army on the goal line. Solar doesn't think he's done yet. Has a reset to work with. Has the pass delivered, but Juice is not ready for it. A bit too deep and a bit too narrow for himself to get an angle. But regardless, Solar is packing incredible aggression here for Monkman.
Yeah, Solar all over the pitch there, off the backboard now, having to make a save. Beats Devo to that ball as well. Life needs to get a good touch here. Goes for the bump instead for Solar. Devo, nice half rotation there. Recognize the danger. Crossing 1 minute now. Life trying to get it over once again. Monk not falling for it. They're stacking their defenders in the way that needs to happen. Across for Solar, trying to bump Panda away. Juice is there for the shot. What a save from Devo on the goal line here. Monkmen, they're trying to get it. Trying and trying again. In the midfield once again. Life, long clear up. Straight up for Solar. Reset as well. Immediately challenged by Devo. And M80 are just pressing them back.
Yeah, they're not giving them room to breathe, and especially considering the fact that you have players such as, you know, Panda, Life, Devo. You need to break through, and there is simply no way through. Solar coming in, though, able to at least grab a reset off of it for recovery, but not enough of a reset to continue the play. 13 seconds, they're going to dwindle down the clock, and Panda, that gorgeous 50 found. If anything, he's been in control throughout the midfield just because of those 50s. Monk is able to pass it over. Sola is still looking for that sort of remembrance, maybe even a double again off the corner. Not going to happen just yet. Keeping up for the time being. Is anyone there left to follow? Juice tries to take over here. Monk ready in tow as well, but doesn't jump early enough to beat out the opposition. Juice is there, but not enough of a dink to keep it up. And M80 secure themselves a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, a little bit of a scramble there at the end as they hit 0 seconds, and Monkmen try to put something together, almost do make something happen, but once again, almost will not do it in this one. But, you know, I thought Monkmen had a decent game. I don't think it was that it got away from them necessarily. It was a different story to game one, where really they were just laying it on M80. M80 kind of struggling to figure out what to do. And they were just a lot faster in this one. They took advantage. Again, that one goal that M80 got, I pointed out the Monkmen, they were all back. They were all back in their own corner, getting boost. No one was challenging on, you know, that M80 drive, and so they got scored on. They weren't able to stop it. You need to stop that momentum before it happens, because again, M80 will take every advantage that they're given.
Yeah, and it might give them a bit of sort of momentum as well, because they're the ones who've just kind of gone the game off of it. They've come off of a win, and maybe, just maybe, they can deliver themselves a little bit extra to work with here if they can grab themselves another and get themselves onto series point to keep themselves in the tournament. Remember, tournament life on the line, and top 3 awaits the winner.
Up for this one. Monk coming through, Life as well. Nice 50 up to the wall, trying to get back to it. Not much boost. Juice will be there on that return rotation. You'll love to see that as well. That's exactly the plan, working as intended. Monk there, Solar there for the follow-up as well. Monkmen making their signature here. They want this win.
Yeah, they are not laying up easy, and they are angry after the last one. They've had so much pressure, so many good plays, and Solar has been the man to do it all for the Monkmen. We've usually seen Monk do this same sort of plays against Team Name previously in the first game of the series, in the first series actually of the day, and ultimately they've tried their best to keep that a sort of a habit, but Solar stepping up when necessary for Monkmen.
Absolutely are. Coming through for Panda, needing to watch this one well. Across for Devo. Up for the midfield as well. Panda will just lob it up high. Doesn't have any boost to follow it though. Just relying on that clearing touch from Monk. Actually coming through. Solar is forced into making that dive. Coming out for Devo. Nice lob up, but for M80, they're not able to take advantage. They're just not in that half at all, really. Needing to get any kind of wheel on it. Life again to the middle, but who are they passing to here? Kiki trying to do their best. Up for Juice, being annoying on that defensive side against Devo here. Solar in that corner once again. Bump coming through, trying their best to be annoying across the goal. Devo a clear out. Could be back the other way. It's a miss, actually. It'll be off. No, it'll actually be in. I thought maybe it would hit the post and go out, but Panda making sure the counterattack is good.
Yeah, the camera angle's playing a bit of tomfoolery on us, but ultimately being able to give themselves a little bit of breathing room and ultimately maybe even giving themselves a chance at revenge. They have lost to Kazakami in the previous one. They are the ones who dropped them here in the first round of play, and they are out for that sort of vengeance that they want to deliver upon them.
Now
Wait,
coming through, Juice raining down from the skies. I mean, what a shot coming through. Solar just across, takes it over, needs the power, doesn't matter, coming through. I mean, what a dunk here for Juice, and makes it 2.
Yeah, absolutely incredible, being able to stay on his toes and jump whenever's necessary against the roster of M80. I mean, you have been kind of put backs against the wall, time and time again, sorry, but ultimately you've never yielded, you've never buckled, and you were able to make the most out of it. And this sort of roster of Monkmen is the sole reason we all love Rocket League. Whenever things seem impossible, you prove otherwise, and you give us those magical moments that we all wish to see.
Yeah, and those clips, I mean, they can revitalize a team, you know, it's just, look at what I can do. Your teammates see it, you see it, the crowd sees it, everyone watching, the fans at home as well. You prove to yourself, okay, we can do this. Have the lead here as well, so they have that going for them. For Monkmen here, 1-1 in the series, coming up for life, looking for the redirect the other way. Unfortunately for them, 2 defenders ready, Monk as well, full boost, but just doesn't have enough time to control that ball before it's hit away.
Yeah, and still, the possession in the favor of Monkmen here, as they are able to kind of just work their way around the loose balls that M80 simply cannot collect. Devo, yeah, gets the touch. Life finally following up, and now they have some presence here on the front end, and they can deliver whenever it's necessary. He can turn into death real quick if you leave him unchecked.
And I just love the car language for this play from M80 here, because, you know, they laid it off to their teammate coming through, looking for that play. Panda was on the ground waiting for that to drop, waiting for a follow-up to be needed. It wasn't. That shot straight through for M80 there, proving why they so often come out as the top dogs in these series. Devo, though, getting dunked, coming through. It's all even here in Game 3, and what an important game it is.
Yeah, it's gonna take every single ounce of energy to get this one over the line, because this one is the one that matters the most usually in the best of fives, in the sort of marathon, the one that gives you the series point and the breathing room to be able to just relax for the next one. More confidence, less time to make mistakes, but guess who's back again? Whenever we utter another name other than Solar, he is able to eclipse us whenever necessary.
Oh man, M80 just trying their best to figure out what's going on. Where is the ball coming from in the first place? And you know, didn't even jump to try and make that save effectively. So coming through for Monkman, what a shot as well. Devo this time carrying that one through, trying to bump them back. You know, trading blows in this game. Solar out for that one. Monk coming through. Once again in the midfield, looking for a pass right. Panda will get there first. Looking for that fake. Picks up the boost as well. As a nice little touch from them in the midfield. To the midfield. Life, excuse me. Taking that 50. Once again, Juice in the corner. Devo needing to make a risky touch outside of their goal, but has the composure to get it on the ground and get the flick away.
Yeah, and now they are going to be looking for a bit more as well on the offensive end, but no, they've been given the chance again! And Solar is there to collect, and mistakes punished, and Solar collects himself a hat-trick of a cheeky mistake from Life.
Oh, and again, I mean, M80, I mean, they recovered in Game 1, in a sense, Kiki, just a little bit. Coming into Game 2, or excuse me, no, in Game 2 they recovered. You know, they tied up the series here. That was almost a drop down there, a nice waterfall. And I feel like we're returning to that era. We're not, though, maybe not. Life determined not to go back to that era. 51 seconds left, and it's a 1-goal deficit once again.
I see where you're coming from, especially considering that the last game they played, the last series they played was a reverse sweep, so they had to fight back from instant elimination to bring themselves here, but now they can finally give themselves room to breathe, and especially considering the fact that they have been given that lifeline, no pun intended, they can make it happen. They just need a few more chances to make it happen, and Monkmen, I'm sure they're going to look to lock down this defense. Solar, incredible touches, a mistake from Juice, could look to punish here, good pass, no one's there on the end of it. Devo was looking for a demo instead. Oh no, that could have been it right there.
That was an absolutely disgusting pass, Kiki. The through ball through, it's one of the most perfect ones you'll ever see. Off the crossbar now, Big playing through, up to the ceiling once again. This ball is pinging all over the place. Juice once again in the corner, needed to get that touch and does. Demo coming through, Devo slow, getting bumped away. Panda for the follow-up once again. Juice to block it, this might just be it. Life, they need to keep it up. 0 seconds on the clock. Monkmen look to take this game 3 and go up in the series. Life, they need it up off the backboard. Can they get there? No one is. Solar finally puts it down, and Monkmen breathe a sigh of relief as they take their advantage.
Revitalization necessary for both sides after that game. It's been an incredible run for both sides, considering the fact that it was back and forth. No team yielded them an easy goal, and both of them worked for it. Whereas we've seen Team Name's game up against, I believe it might have been the already Kazakami, the ones who beat them 80. It was punishment after punishment for both sides. They were just punishing each other's mistakes. Here, you have to work for your goals. It's not gonna come as easy as you think, and you need to become an innovative playmaking genius to make that happen.
Yeah, both teams are showing inklings of that exact mindset, of that exact skill set needed to be successful in this kind of tournament. But who will show more? Who will be consistent? I mean, that is the question here. We head into Game 4 with, again, Monkmen on match point, a best of 5 overall. It's M80, Kiki, in the possibility that it doesn't go to Game 5 and they actually lose the series.
Yeah, this could be their tournament life on the line. The last chance to bring it back after such an incredible sort of start. We will have to take a little bit of a break just for a server reset, because the server has crashed, sadly, and we will be having to make another one real quick. But ultimately, it will be back underway very shortly. Nothing to worry about there, ladies and gentlemen. Give some time for the players to talk about the actual state of things and, well, stay at the game where we're at currently. M80 need an answer.
Yeah, they do need an answer, and right now is as good as time as any, really. To, when this is your last opportunity, again, this is why I was saying earlier, this is so important to try and not lose that first series, especially if you're a higher seed coming in. You're expected to do well, to get those results coming through. Yeah, getting myself back in the lobby as well. But Game 4 here for Monkmen, they could look to take it here.
Yeah, absolutely. They're not going to give themselves any sort of way to give this one up. Not when they've made it so far through the lower bracket. They've been given a bit of a harder run, but ultimately they will be given the chance to fight back. Monk now trying to take it over the top here. 50 found, not enough to give it a goal, and Devo is going to look to punish that one. 2-on-3 now, and Devo open heads galore. It will be Life's goal, and M80 are back. They're screaming at the opposition, and they want this one in their bag.
Yeah, and Juice there was just fighting a losing battle. Had the pre-flip coming through, was basically under that ball, right next to the car, passing it across, making that infield section cut across. And it left you in no man's land. It left you with no options to go. Back the other way for Devo, though. Can Juice get another one back? Oh, it's good news for them. Devo gets a second.
Yeah, M80 able to capitalize on the small mistakes made by Monkmen. This is the sort of aggression we've seen Team Name punish over and over again back when they were playing in one of the first rounds. Well, the first round actually of the playoffs. We've seen it on this very stream, and that was an incredible show. A 5-game affair, but now all of the history doesn't matter when your tournament life is on the line. You either beat the Giants or you get crushed by it. There's no other in between.
Yeah, but for Monkmen, you want to, mitigate the damage as much as possible. It's very discouraging to lose Game 4, possibly reset after reset for Devo here. Solar to pick this one up. And for now, Monkmen look very different than what they did last game. Maybe an opportunity here for Solar coming across. Out for Juice. Smart on that third-man rotation. Didn't want to go too far upfield, which that might have been, this counterattack has been kind of a thorn in their side for Monkmen here. Devo again down from the skies, 50 coming through, Juice to clear, but Panda is just waiting to take it to the other side.
Yeah, they're not gonna give it up, and right now Solo on the backline here, caught in a bit of an awkward position. Life trying to make his life hell. Panda over one, that genius playmaking potential that he so often delivers. Not gonna happen here, not gonna happen now, as Life fakes that one to the front, and Monk gets sent packing as the ball is delivered to Panda. A few more potential moments where we will see a potential a goal back. I just know a goal is coming, I just don't know which way.
And we're finally seeing this speed from M80 that I was missing before. I just didn't quite see it. Now they're moving at a pace that is more, reflective of their talents. And this game has definitely sped up. Juice will take a shot once again, but straight at Devo. Comfortable save out there. It just seems like every time, the ball is anywhere in open space, M80 will be the first one to get there. Life once again popping that one up. Panda coming through, but a double commit actually. Could be an opportunity for Solar there. Life makes a save across. Panda no boost, can't follow that one. Juice straight up, no second touch. Back for Monk, off the corner and out, and they can't get through for Monkmen here.
Yeah, they're not giving them that many options to work with here, and M80 finally has a triple commit, able to break through, although the rotations are so clean that they're able to get back to their positions immediately after the commitment, so there's not much to worry about on the defensive end. Good demo from Panda to kind of slow things down here on the offensive front for Monkmen, and still no goal for Monkmen. We've called up for Solar, we've called up for Monk. Juice has been yet to kind of deliver that thundering blow, and right now, you're going to have to find yourself another way to break through.
And I think on that play, they actually sacrificed themselves for Monkmen to get that demo away and to protect their player with the ball. At least that's what I saw. And, it kind of shows that they're having these defensive plays. Monk spawning back, needs to get this touch, won't get one. Oh, that is terrible news in Game 4 here.
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't want it any other way just because I want that Game 5. But what a horrific way to kind of concede. What? It leaves a bad taste in your mouth, but you really still have to think about the positives. You were able to secure yourselves at least a chance into Game 5 here. Yes, you're up against the mighty M80, but you have your space to work with here. You will have your chance to shine, and maybe you will have your chance to potentially give yourself a ticket to the lower final, and ultimately the grand final, if you wish to do so.
And I'm sure that M80 would love to take this momentum here into Game 5. Once again, ball is cleared out, straight to Devo, takes it up off the wall, fakes one as well, just keeping it in the middle, only one back. Monk now looking for the reset, the bump coming through once again. Monk actually did really well, even 3 goals down to make sure that one didn't go in. Fake from one player, Devo top right, goal is good, shot is good, 57 seconds left, and we're pretty much for sure going to a Game 5 here, Kiki.
Yeah, absolutely. And Devo, he hasn't been getting the credit that he has usually deserved here. He has come into a team as that sort of replacement for Mac, and he truly has delivered time and time again. He's kept up with the rotations, he's been able to play those 1vXs, and he was able to also kind of control the defensive side of things here. Not too many mistakes, even though the sort of chemistry is, lacking in that sort of sense where you haven't played as much together.
Absolutely, but 40 seconds left. I'm sure at this time, Monkman is thinking, maybe one for the road. It would be good for momentum. Solar looking for one as well. Still taking shots, which is good to see. But of course, in the back of your mind, thinking about, all right, what is the solution here? What is the fix? And, part of that is the reset as well, Kiki, because there is a mental part of it as well, where you're down so many goals as well that you just want to reset, maybe make it 5. Not sure if that was intentional, but either way, this one is just about done and dusted.
Yeah, I mean, time is running out, and well, time is of the essence. Get eventually Game 5 underway. Champions Field is an inevitable one to avoid here, and it will be the place where either champions are made, the dreams are raised to be believed into, and maybe even crushed for one or the other. It will be time to tell. Heartbreak awaits the one, and it will be absolute utopia to deliver for the other. We're just going to have to wait and see here, but Game 4 firmly for M80.
Absolutely, yeah. M80 taking us to a Game 5. Like you mentioned, and, I would expect them to expect to win this Game 5. From their mentality, from M80's mentality, I would expect them to think that. I would think the Monkmen believe they can. But for M80, for an organization, when you're signed to a team, it's just kind of an expectation, that your results are going to be there, that you're going to do, as well as you can. And it would be unfortunate to see M80 go out this early. Of course, this is respectable. This is a very prestigious tournament, loser semifinal. But M80, of course, my point is that they want more. They should play for that, and they really are.
Yeah, Champions Field on the books. No more second thoughts. Only 5 minutes, 3 cars on each side, and those ones are gonna look to decide the fate of your tournament life here. You either stamp yourself a golden ticket to the next one, or either you just get your dreams devoured by the other team. We've seen the ups and downs of both sides, but now, truly now, is time to crown a winner of this lower semi-final. A bigger game with bigger stakes could be imagined, but not at this stage. The number 1 and number 2 seed of the playoffs is about to commence, and we are gonna have one heck of a way to commiserate it. Let's have one heck of a run to see what happens.
5 minutes on the clock, ready to go. Game 5, this is where it all matters. You either make it happen or you don't. Up for this one, Panda. You can't be making excuses at this point as well. Multiple on the backboard, getting that save away. Up for Monk, demoed as well for that one. Maybe wanting to put some more pressure here as well. Panda looking for that tip to the side. Back up for the corner as well for Monkmen. They want to make sure they put as much pressure forward as possible. Juice getting chased away. Up for Solar, being aggressive. Life will get that one away off the corner. And for now, they're doing some defense.
Yeah, it's time to kind of find yourself on top of the play. You need to find those 50s, especially considering the midfield has been so heavily contested by both sides. You cannot give yourself space to make a mistake, and mistakes are all these times are going to be thinking of. The players are not going to give themselves enough room to breathe when it comes down to those sort of strategical placeholders. You're going to be completely locked in for the next 4 minutes, and you're not going to be able to give a single thought about the next one.
A dream scenario there for Devo. Had boost and ball all the way back in their end. And for, a player that plays pretty far back and likes to be mechanical, that is a dream scenario. Back in the midfield, though. Once again, Devo looking for that reset. Pass one. Back in the midfield, Juice looking for that flick once again. But Solar's just turned the wrong way. Can't get any kind of touch on that ball. Again, awkwardly off the back wall to the middle. Nobody there. Devo will have to meet that ball first. Actually, maybe some confusion here. Life will take the boost instead. Looking for that far corner. Won't find it. Solar, again, a save out across the field. Both teams being very careful right now not to overcommit their forces.
Monko delivering a very lethal pass there, almost finding the shot. Juice, the pressure is mounting. M80, they might be under too much here. Life, last man remaining, and Monk makes it work amongst all three. The dribbling maestro makes his ways around the players of M80, and he leaves them in the dust as he just tips it over the last.
Oh, and that's just future planning, awareness at its best in the game here. To just have such a nice controlling touch, keep it close, get it to the left, and get that shot away with all three defenders as obstacles in your way. It really shows something, and Monk had another opportunity there. Unfortunately, ultimately not successful there. About 3 minutes left here. Monkmen feeling good so far, I'm sure. Juice, no, Solar will take this in the midfield. Looking for one again off the corner. Up for the mid, Panda getting bumped away. Put pressure here. Life a long aerial though. Up again in the 50 midfield, looking for Devo. Fate coming through. Third man off the post. Juice is there. Off the right side. Life with the shot, and they tie it up.
Yeah, ultimately, they have found themselves a chance to breathe. They found the equalizer, and the earlier, the better. M80 able to salvage something out of this game, and not gonna go down without a fight.
And that bounce, it wasn't, it could have been worse, but it also wasn't great. It went straight out to that attacker there for M80. So a little bit unlucky, but that is how Rocket League goes. Juice, a nice 50 from there. A little bit of ahead of their breaches here. Still in the midfield, though. So far unscathed off the back wall. Demo coming through. Panda will be there first. Juice needs to be there as well. Controlling touch for Life. Still has it as well. Looking for far corner. Juice will get it out. But you can tell the kind of plays M80 are going for. What a bump. Back for Devo once again. The rotations are handing strong.
Yeah, they are giving us a show to be remembered by, and this one is definitely going to go down to who has the most mental resilience? Who crumbles under pressure the least? And now it's gonna be Monk to clear the way. The pinch is there! The Coxiel lands! And that's the way you take away a lead! Monk, what have you done?
And that's what happens when you just go too far forward. You just put a little bit too much in there, a little bit too much risk. And it's great to keep that pressure, but the second the dam breaks, that is what happens. Takes advantage of it here. Monkmen strike again. You know, heartbreak for M80 fans. Devo once again needs to get that save and does. Up to the ceiling. Could they make it another one here for Monkmen? Up in the corner away for Panda. Devo actually back for this one again. Up to the middle. Can Monk get the 50 through? Forces it as well. It's a third one for Monkmen, and they look to take the win over M80 here.
Oh, they're giving themselves the cushion, the 2-goal lead that's necessary. Panda, not enough muscle behind the 50. Too much room for error left alone. And that one punished precisely. Monkmen gonna give themselves a chance to grab that last little bit of hope that they need to reach the lower final.
Nice musty downfield for Panda here. Panic maybe starting to set in for M80 here. They need this progress. They need something back the other way. Solar up to themselves. Meets 50, or meets Devo with a 50 in the air. Rather looking for that shot once again. It's up again in front of the goal. Monk taking it slow. Life has to come down. And I think that's been a strength here for Monkmen. It's just taking it slow. When M80 is such a fast-paced team, it really kind of trips them up.
Yeah, definitely. The rotations don't really hit the same. After that, Life, good demo on the back line. Panda looking for a drop. Solar reads it well to get away. 1 goal needed, and as early as possible, because you need to grab that equalizer soon. 2 goals is necessary here. Good demo, but there's a double commit that works out for Monkmen. And now, on the counter-attack, Juice messes up the flick, not able to make this one a punishing hard fought. And M80 still have a glimmer of hope left alive.
And a great play from Juice as well, recognizing that you didn't need to blast that at the goal. I mean, you could just kind of hit it softly, waste more seconds off the clock here. 20 seconds, even for M80, an established org, an established roster. That could be another one. Bottom left as well, 16 seconds. Did they give themselves a chance?
The difference is characteristic. 16 seconds is well enough for a goal. Will it be kickoff? Will it be placement? Who knows? But we are about to find out. Both of these teams, I doubt there'll be a breath inhaled or exhaled throughout the actual seconds. The kickoff strat works out. M80 get the extra pressure, but they're lacking the players to dunk on Solar. Solar looking to end it. The clear from Life is found. Leaves it for Devo. Devo with a deep shot. Juice making the save happen. Panda doing all he can, but time is low and time has run out. Monkmen move onwards, and M80 are knocked out of the Crawler Cup.
Oh, Monkmen, what a performance. You took down M80, you withstood the pressure, you scored when it mattered most, you saved it when you needed to, and you hung on. And, you know, you did better than hanging on. You know, you were actively scoring goals, actively looking to dominate possession against one of the best teams in the scene. So, congratulations to them on an entertaining and engaging Game 5 win, Kiki.
Absolutely. I mean, Monkmen got dealt the hard portion of that same sort of serving last time against Team Name. They got that Game 5 potential, but they ultimately lost to Team Name. Even though they had that sort of momentum, they couldn't have been given a better way to bring themselves back, to give themselves that at least top 3. And well, commiserations to M80, but they will have to go out here on a number 4 finish. A top 4 finish, still a very commendable one considering the competition we've seen so far, but an incredible journey for the Monkmen. They have been absolutely stellar, and only we can truly just appreciate the amount of work they've put in. It's been incredible so far, Tibbles.
It absolutely has been, and yeah, I mean, at least as far as moving forward, looking forward for Monkmen here, they move on to the losers final against Kamikaze here, which of course is Knight, Kevin, and Scythe. And you know, Knight, Kevin, and Scythe, I mean, a really good roster. You know, maybe not the best on paper, but the way they've been playing, that should be such a good series. You know, definitely don't miss that stream. Of course, we'll have the grand final as well. Team Name went all through the upper bracket, didn't lose a single series so far, and of course, then booked their ticket in that grand final there. So, of course, we still have to do the matches to see who their opponent will be in that grand final, but definitely don't miss that one, guys, because it's going to be great.
Yeah, M80 truly giving it their all to kind of battle through the lower bracket. They have been dealt a loss by Kazakami, the team who has been already waiting in the lower final, so it could have been a great revenge story. But, well, Monkman have an even better one. If they make grand finals, they have a chance of retribution against Team Name there, and they will have a chance at revenge of their own, as they have been knocked down there by them, and in a similar fashion, they've dealt with M80. But honestly, incredible showing from all of them. One more reminder on who the actual players are on these rosters, because most of these rosters aren't really organizations under that sort of same sense, so you are gonna have to, you know, work your way around to figure out which side has which players, and well, there you have it, and there you have it. Brilliant names on all around, and Night Hazo Aqua waiting comfortably in the grand final here. I mean, that's just stellar for them here, isn't it, Tibbles?
Yeah, absolutely, of course. And yeah, like we talked about, Juice, Solar, and Monk, and Knight, Kevin, and Scythe going to be making up that losers final, the rosters for those teams there. And yeah, like you said, I mean, you look at this top 8 and just the rosters all over. Like I said, that Lob roster, I really hope for more. Gababy, you know, always fun to watch as well. Skills and Gear, you know, veterans of the scene. And of course, Drewy, Polar, and Brock. They've been kind of a standout roster as well. But only 3 teams left in the tournament. And actually, the next matches will be on the 16th, next Sunday.
Yeah, ultimately, if you are from the EU time zone, it will be the 16th, judging because this is the NA time zone. It will be on Saturday, 8 p.m. EST. If you want to tune in from the Europe side of things, it will be on CST 2 a.m. for Sunday. So, I mean, even I'm casting from a 5 a.m. region right now, and it's been a bit of a loss for words here and there, but, you know, it's been an incredible show. I was happy to be a part of it. And Tibbles, any sort of closing thoughts for the last few games that we've actually seen?
You know, again, first thing I want to say again is just a thank you to Trolley, to Frost Esports, of course, for putting on the Crawler Cup, having this amazing Rocket League action, of course, and the players to all coming out, and the fans, of course, who love watching these players play, love watching these different teams. And yeah, like you said, they're not necessarily signed teams, so you get to see a lot of different matchups that, you know, you don't normally see. Maybe some players that have come back and revived their career just a little bit. And that's my other point as well. It's been lovely to see those players come back and, you know, kind of run it back a little bit in a really cool tournament. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Amazing stuff to see, and it wouldn't have been possible as well without you guys here bringing all the love and bringing all the actual sort of, you know, that engagement that we also love to have with fans. We also kind of like to mess around in chat, as you've seen, obviously, throughout the actual day, but ultimately the show has been incredible. We'd like to thank you all once more for watching this one. It's been an incredible show. Once more, a huge shout out to League Trolley for making this happen, as you've said yourself, Tibbles. Just grab yourself a Trolley snack just before the next grand final to give him a thank you. And that has been all from us. I've been Kiki, this has been Tibbles, Cassilian in the booth, and we'll see you all next time. Stay frosty. The one team that had that #1 seed didn't make playoffs. It was Tag, in that sort of same sense with T. Carell, as we all know. AJ, what a shot coming through! And speaking of other teams, Aqua, great bump by Juice. Great 50 maybe for Monk, but Monk is going to be forced off the wall. And let's see what he can do here from the side. Absolutely slaughtered off of a double in their favor. I love the aggression from both teams. Midfield battle truly is where it's at right now. The 50s are coming in over and over again. The first ever is going to come through. Might not be neat.
And just keep it in Team Name's half. I mean, it's the seconds and seconds off the clock. Solar up once again. Only Hazo back. Has the shot. Bottom right. Passes it. And I think the answer is right there, Kiki. When Team Name were able to turn around Monkman on the midfield right here. A wonderful infield pass. But they still have that 1-0 problem, Kiki.
Yeah, and now the best part about it is you have that lead, and you have that lead doubled instantly.
Tie it up here. Have plenty of time to do so, but all defenders back now for Team Name.
Yeah, and now it's going to be a problem, but that's a shot and a half! Some sort of resilience, confidence, and even more coming up here as Life looking for another one here. It's just a simple...
In sometimes the skill set coming through. Devo making another one. I mean, just reminiscent of the past here. Quick reset from him. Going up on match point for M80 could be danger for them. Life a nice clear out as well. Just so fast to it. Immediately to the middle. Devo as well for the receiver.
I mentioned that the